I don't want to set the world on fire.
Please welcome Tom Thumley.
In your heart.
I'm here, and your white
my
privilege isn't
heart,
going
I
to
have
save you
but
tonight, okay,
one
guys?
desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim.
Any government is to monopolize as much violence as possible in order for it to inflict it on as many citizens as possible.
I've been on this like weird anarchist arc for a few months now. This is playing by their rules, exactly how they are written.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame.
You're watching the Dog and Chicken Show. Like, share, subscribe.
That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the most illuminating, informative, illustrious, some may say it should be illegal, intellectually accurate podcast today. This is the Dog and Chicken Show. Welcome, folks, to episode 160, A New Beginning.
It was beautiful.
It was. Yes. Everything's beautiful. Fuck you, Justin. I'll get to my shot when I get to my shot, you son of a bitch. Jesus. Ruthless tonight. Jesus.
Damn. Yeah. We are getting right into it here at Big Buckin' Empire. We are great. It is great to be back, folks. We were on a little Susan Wiki enforced hiatus, but we are now back better than ever. Because really, let's be frank, this show is always too hot for YouTube. Right here, Big Buckin' Empire. That's why you need to sometimes head on over to Facebook and check us out there for when. He's got a point there. So with that, we're getting right into it.
Let's get to the intros. Of course, I am Chicken. Find me on Twitter at Bark and Cluck. Got it down there below. I'll get my LTD that I do have pulled out, especially for you assholes like Justin. I'm also
all I got's bourbon tonight. Sorry, guys.
I got a little mixer going on right now, but later tonight I will be jumping back into my Breckenridge port cask finish. Such beautiful. Good stuff. Tony,
right.
What are you drinking tonight, sir?
Yes, the non-COPPA friendly, the fucking quadruple distilled, non-chill filtered, 13-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, Tony fucking G. Find me on TikTok at Tony the Rod 2.0. I'm having a nice, healthy pour of Loop River. Straight bourbon whiskey. And, of course, I've also got beers, and I already know I've got some gin, so I'm ready to rock on that end.
Yikes. All right. Well, I am just your King of Extreme Phil, KOE. I'm rocking the bourbon from Wine, Beer, and Spirits. And you can find me, of course, at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. And Chicken, let's just go ahead and say my classic toast to fighting, stealing, and drinking. If you're going to fight, may it be for a friend. If you're going to steal, may it be a lover's heart. And if you're going to drink, by God, all
with us.
Yep.
Fucking
Oh, that's a way to start the night.
Oh, that second fucking one again. God damn it. Thanks,
Mine
Justin.
are a bit more pleasant tonight because it's bourbon. Okay, welcome back, T. Welcome back.
I am going to say that LTD is better than the Canadian Spring, surprisingly.
Wow.
Not by much. Not by much. Just
wow.
Justin is ready to restock Phil's ass with some Hawkeye gin.
Damn. No, we don't need that. That's unnecessary. Chicken, the fact that you're starting to like that LTD, it reminds me of a guy who was alive for 70 days on a raft.
I just said it was better than.
Well, no, there was a guy that was alive for 70 days on a raft, and his rations ran out after a week. but fish were readily available and he had no way of cooking them. So he actually ate the fish raw because it had trans fats in it, and his brain actually made it start to taste better. And so over that time, he actually got a taste for it. So that's actually what happened to you there, chicken.
It's
pretty much
how
the same
sushi
thing.
became a thing.
Wow.
Actually,
I don't
a little
know,
bit of
I don't know who to do this one for. We're going to give it to Phil.
Well, yeah, actually whip that up and get that ready for one more time, because I was going to say that guy, when he was out at the middle of the ocean, if you are stuck in the middle of the ocean, this might save your life someday. His only fresh water supply was the eyeballs of fish.
Fresh water supply eyeballs?
Yeah, because inside the eyeballs of fish is fresh water. That will be your only fresh water supply in the middle of the ocean. So there you go. Might have saved somebody's life someday.
There you go. You deserve another one. I think that's the first time we've had a back-to-back, the more you know, in one little segment.
That was beautiful.
Yes, well, I am that informative.
Usually Korblick storms the comments and drops weird tidbits like that.
I know. I did make one for Korblick. I don't know where. Uh-oh. Something happened to Tony. Oh, kids interrupt the show? Nope.
No,
He
he's having great technical difficulty, because this is the high-end content you come to Big Bucket Empire for, folks.
And bumping the cord automatically kills the camera.
Isn't podcasting in 21st century fun? It's like, okay, we can make it work so long as you don't fucking touch anything. So, but
you can make Legos stick like fucking concrete, but web cameras, no. If you sneeze wrong, it's gonna go out.
Nope. So let us know if there ever comes an actual mic, camera, and computer combination that actually just works for podcasting, because nobody's
just plug it in and hit a button and start and be amazing.
USB plugins are about as
unfortunately it's these things.
Yeah. USB camera plugins are about as resourceful as a DirecTV dish.
Oh wow, yeah, that's sadly in my life that's an old-fashioned statement there, Tony. But a lot of you people still have those fucking things.
Some people still watch stuff on cable.
Yeah,
you
poor
Fuck
bastards.
Fuck that.
Anyway,
it hasn't been plugged into anything for years.
Yeah, true.
Phil, go take it down.
Phil mentioned this morning he dropped a link to one of his beer reviews, and he was kind of sad. He's like, "This is my second to last beer review that I have to drop." So I thought it was appropriate. We're gonna cut open the first part of tonight with something Tony had sent of the top 16 best garage beers. But in the spirit of that, folks, Lord Phil KOE needs content for beer reviews.
Yes, your need for KOE content remains constant.
Send those beer reviews. They could be a 3-second beer review. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be a good review.
Yeah. No, and the fun part is
preferably a good one.
In the post show, we're actually going to get into a beer review on the post show. So if you want to see that before it drops on KOE Nation, I've got the link live. Of course, it's scrolling.
So you mean like
I didn't want it to scroll?
So you mean like it'll be like it'll be like an exclusive behind the scenes look as to how KOE content gets produced, and the people can, all they got to do is go to Linktree/Big Buckin to see that, Tony. That's what you're telling me here.
That
just
exactly
Linktree/Big Buckin.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And the post show is going to be one of the top things you can click on. That's all.
Tony, we're giving too much away to the people. We're giving too much away. We're leaving it all on the table for them. Like, but we go above and beyond for you.
We are philanthropists. We are gentlemen. We are scholars on this show.
Philanthropists. I like it. I put the Phil in philanthropy.
He's right.
God damn it. There is a lot of ass on this ticker,
there is
by the way.
A ton of ass. Who doesn't love ass?
All right, let's get into the first one. This isn't a traditional story. This isn't a traditional opening story. Usually we don't do stuff like this, but it's the 16 garage beers. I think this is a good opener, actually.
This is as far as I've gotten into this article. So if it takes a really dark turn, I'm sorry.
This is as far as I got to. All right, it says I love a good cheap beer. The Marathon beers, a beer that slowly gets you drunk but keeps you going. The beer that won't break the bank. It's perfect for summer or winter. The great outdoors, bonfires, long convos about life, and the garage. I don't know why
Or
we're
hog
watching
hunting.
this video, but all right. Yes, the garage. The best beer is without the doubt the garage beer. So let's get through here. First, a moment of silence for Cookwort Signature Light.
Signature Light. Oh, they must have
Costco
killed it.
discontinued the 48 pack. Only cost $22. R.I.P. Kirkland Signature.
I did try a Kirkland Light before, and you know what? They actually weren't that bad.
What was the Walmart one? Remember when Walmart did that cheap beer?
Oh yeah.
I didn't think it
What
was
was
that
it like
bad either.
Sam's Choice or some shit?
It wasn't. It was a weird name.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Okay, anyway. Number 16. Here's the list, folks. It's a tie between Bud Light, Miller Light, and Coors Light. I know
That's
some
funny.
people.
Okay,
That's
okay.
hilarious.
So this is the 19 garage beers
Yeah, that's
Right.
kind
or
of
18
fair.
basically.
because there's probably gonna be
Like
one more
20.
tie, but
Well, we're already
But-
on the first number, and 4 beers have been listed. So really, it's a top 20.
Yeah. And well, I love this because it's like, well, we're not going to put Bud Light, Miller Light, or Coors Light because everybody drinks those.
Yeah,
So let's make them dead last. Like right away, I love this list. It
yeah,
makes-
I'm a fan. This is brilliant because everybody's going to argue about the bottom tier, and this is the bottom tier.
Mhm.
Put them all in the same number. That's brilliant.
And as you can see already, number 15 is Milwaukee's Best. It says
Ooh.
it's not the best, but good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a Milwaukee's Best in a long time. Probably a
Yeah.
reason for that.
Here, let me zoom in. That way I'm not giving it up too fast.
Ah, yes. Now this one I can get behind. Old Milwaukee at 14. I mean, Will Ferrell did a commercial, and it was one of the best beer commercials ever because
True.
I mean, he makes almost everything better. Old Mud, gross. Nah, come on. Old Milwaukee Light. That is an acceptable garage beer in my opinion. I'll go for the blue label over the red.
I used to maybe or maybe not sneak out, go hang out with one of my friends, Jacoby Josh, and steal Old Mud from his dad back in the day. And we used to drive around or we didn't drive, we walked around.
No, did not.
Yeah, we
drive.
totally walked around and drank all of those non-elite or
No, you
non-alcoholic
didn't walk in
beverages.
public. You walked around the backyard.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
around the house. Yeah.
Oh, in the inside, even better. Much
Yeah.
more responsible.
Sorry, Jacoby Josh, to call you out on that one.
Justin, Chris, Old Mud, Natty Light, and PBR, all college party beers. There's classic. Brilliant.
All right, we got Natty Light, the
Man.
king of college beers. It's one of the best-selling beers in all of America. Behind your obvious Miller Coors, nothing better than a game of Pong, Flip Cup, and some Natty Light.
I will. Yeah, you know what? That is about the best use for Natty Light is for any drinking game.
That you might spill it.
Yeah, you're gonna spill it everywhere, and it doesn't have to touch your lips. Then, yeah, that is a great use for Natty Light.
Try it.
Lucky
Yeah.
13.
It's about all you do with it is you try it.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
now I want to try it more.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just really want a Natty Light all of a sudden.
Yeah, I just
Strange.
gonna go spend some money on beer I don't need. Hams, number 12.
Fuck yeah!
Hams, Jesus Christ.
I love me some hams.
Dads drink this while teaching you what hard work means, cutting 100 acres of grass, shingling a roof, or painting the entire house, all while you were 8 years old.
Hams is good shit. I love me some hams.
Nothing wrong with hams. I'm good with it.
No, hell no. That's a classic. That is a classic garage beer right there.
Get a sneak peek at number 11,
Ah!
Rolling Rock.
Fuck yeah. This is my jam right here. Everybody hates Rolling Rock. I fucking love Rolling Rock because
I didn't
everybody-
hate it, and Tony always had Rolling Rock. Like fucking,
I love it.
I don't know
it's
what
so
it
good.
was. Yeah, I don't think it's that good, but
I love it. I don't know why. I've always loved Rolling
that's
Rock.
like
They
a
used to have
door. That's like a door beer or a door fucking.
Oh, that's
beer.
that's
Yeah.
on the shelf for me, baby.
Mm.
I'm loving me some Rolling Rock. I like it in the bottles, but the tall boy cans.
I
Oh,
thought you were
hell
gonna say
yeah.
you like it in the butt there for a second, but
Look, we haven't gotten onto the ass story yet, so you don't jump the shark here.
Number 10, Heineken. This one might throw you through a loop, but trust me, and I guess it's not really that cheap, but whatever. These mainstream European beers are the perfect mix of slightly stronger ABV, skunk, and believe it or not,
True.
much less of a hangover than American counterparts.
That
We've
is
tested
actually
this.
true.
It is. Yeah. And I actually Heineken Dark, or well, what the fuck do they call it? There's like a dark version of Heineken. It's pretty fucking
Oh,
good.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. I remember. I know what you're talking about. I think I tried it once.
Yeah,
But if you're gonna drink Heineken, you have to get the little pony keg. That is the only proper
Yeah.
way to drink Heineken.
That's true.
You gotta get the pony keg.
Very true. That's actually my favorite way to drink Heineken is out of one of those.
What the hell? Says Project Sad Face.
Number 9,
Since
Miller.
I was shingling my house when I was 8. Hey,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Oh yeah,
Totally fair.
yeah. Good point. Good point.
Number
nine.
9.
Hit it.
Fuck yes. Miller High Life in bottles, not in cans.
It just says Miller High Life. You choose.
No, I'm sorry, but there is a massive difference between Miller High Life in cans and Miller High Life in bottles.
There's also
Cans
a
are
big difference
trash.
between Miller High Life and Miller High Life Light.
Oh, light. I can't drink light at all. No
Yeah.
light. None of the light and only High Life in bottles. It's the champagne of beers. It tastes like apples coming out of a bottle. Out of a can, it is just skunky.
Did you mean to like hold your tongue when you said apples?
Apples. It's
Taste-
apples.
It tastes like apple.
It's
Apple.
like apples. I
That's
love
more.
High Life.
Yeah, we used to buy those by the 30 pack and go out to the fucking party bridge and get lit.
True.
Jesus
Very
Christ.
true. That
I
did
put
happen.
down a lot of 30 packs of Miller High Life in my day.
Project Sadface says YouTube didn't send me a message telling me to stop what I'm doing, Big Buck, and I was. That is one of those problems with.
We're going to
YouTube,
address
and
that at some point
Yeah.
tonight, too.
We are going to talk about YouTube tonight. We have some things to discuss with them.
Yeah. Fucking Susan. Schlitz! Schlitz is one of my favorite all-time beers. Makes you grow chest hair, has the perfect amount of skunkiness. That is true.
Oh, I
Schlitz
love-
is amazing.
Yeah, if you want a beer and you want to look like you're like 70 years old, even if you're not, Schlitz is the way to go. And it's
Yeah.
delicious.
You want to feel like you're 70? Drink a Schlitz.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you will the next day at least.
Oh,
Old
this is
style.
what the fuck I'm talking about. Number 7.
Yeah.
Old style. Hell yes. That's some good shit. That is some good shit. I tell you what, first time I tried old style, I think I was 20 years old, and I literally chugged like 12 of them that night, and I fell in love. It's so good.
Good stuff. A Chicago staple and damn good ice cold. R.I.P. to the Cubs and the rebuild.
Hello, Jeremy. We are sexy, and so are you.
So
and
sexy.
Project says, I drink nothing but Natty Daddy. Natty Daddy.
Natty Daddy.
Natty came in at what? 13?
Let's see. Natty. Yep, number
Natty Daddy was
13. And this might have something to do with it.
See, they know. Yep, she knows what's up. Whiskey Riff. There you go.
All right. So we're old style. So number 6, PBR.
There
Usually
it
based
is.
on mood and surroundings. Dude, okay. Here's the thing that pissed me off with PBR is nobody fucking cared about PBR until about like 8 years ago when the hipster movement started. And then everybody was like,
True.
oh, like my buddy's dad and grandpa used to drink PBR, so I'm cool and hip and I drink PBR too. Like, fuck you. Like, no.
I was
Back-
never a huge fan of it, but it's
I-
grown on me.
Like my dad actually used to drink the shit out of it, and I'm not like a huge fan of it, but like sometimes in remembrance of pops, I'll grab a
Yeah.
PBR and
why not?
just think about good old times and shit like that.
It is
It's
one of
not
those
the-
classics that
It is.
It's nice. It's different than other beers. It's different than the other classics. So if you want something different that's not some weirdo fucking craft beer that you got to drink out of a fucking genie
And if you're
lamp,
just
yeah,
doing
this is a
it to
good
look,
one.
if you're doing it to be cool, fuck you.
Yeah.
Just fuck you. Usually based on the mood and surroundings, but a big crowd pleaser.
Well, then what are you
sometimes.
calling Natty Daddies? Because I've always been under the assumption Natty Daddy is
Natty Light.
Oh, are you talking what natural? What's the other one? Natty. Is it Natty Ice?
Oh, yeah.
Are we talking Natty Ice? Is that what we're talking about?
Bud Diesel, otherwise known as Budweiser, comes in at number 5.
That's fair, but it would be.
I don't
higher.
think it's a number 5.
It could have been higher if they would never have changed it from change it to a rice based beer, because now it tastes like shit.
Yeah, got rid of the barley and replaced it with a rice.
Yeah, right. Bud Light and Budweiser are now made with rice instead of barley. Garbage.
Montucky cold snacks.
Yeah, you must be talking about Natty Ices, because he's saying 8%. Yeah, that's got to be Natty Ice, because ice is always higher in ABV.
Yeah, this one I've never had. Montucky cold snacks. These have quickly become one of my new favorite beer. For days I know I want to drink a lot of beer, light, but not light in a shitty way. Between the name, the sexy can, and the fact 8% goes back to local causes, you have yourself a winner. These things are like crack cocaine in a good way.
I have never heard of this. What the fuck?
Well,
is this?
I like that comparison in a good way, though.
I want to try it.
It's like that comedian Paul F. Tompkins.
Kind of like crack would cocaine. Be so bad. I want to try it.
Do you think crack would have such a negative connotation if we called it crackle?
I got to catch up with the comments here real quick. Justin said, pure headache, that diesel. Bud Light, but heavy. Silver Bullet, red, white, and berry. Red, white, and berry. Oh, my God. Natty Ice is 5.8. Now, I was unfamiliar this was a thing. I'm learning about this right here, right now, live on air, folks. He is talking about this. There is apparently a beer literally called Natty fucking Daddy.
Oh,
Natty Daddy.
Natty Daddy with
Natty Daddy chill.
Natty Daddy chill.
That really does sound like something Zoomers would say. No, Natty Daddy, that's being Natty Daddy. Like,
oh
or something
God, there's
like
even
that.
the lemonade version.
Oh my
Natty
God.
Daddy lemonade. Okay, now I'm curious. Now I've got to try this. This is watermelon. Oh my God, we're getting.
Stop it! Just fucking stop it.
Okay, I just want a regular 25-ounce Natty Daddy. This is where can I get this? I have to try.
No. When you start making beer taste like watermelon, just stop. You're not even trying to drink beer anymore. Fuck off. God damn it! What the fuck happened to your eye?
What the fuck?
Farming exit. No, actually, I found my old eye patch. I was just like, when I was on the phone for a second, I found my old eye patch. I was like, fuck it. We got ourselves a gimmick callback. Wow.
Right on. I'm working on the Halloween aesthetic, so this works. I like it.
Yeah, I was about to say. But like, man, I wish I had this when I did that Revolutionary Wrestling podcast episode where I did like teleportation. And then I could and old gimmick callbacks. Because I had to wear an eye patch for a while. Because I did damn near lose an eye 2 years ago. But
coming soon to a Revolutionary Wrestling podcast near you, Phil's gimmick.
Vintage eye patch wear.
Yep. Yes.
I got it. Okay,
right.
I'm gonna look up Montucky cold snacks just for
all right. We're gonna hit the top 3. Are you guys ready? Actually, it's got Montucky cold snack right here.
Montucky cold. Why does that sound like something dirty and sexual? Like, and then we went out back and we had ourselves a Montucky cold snack. Like
good old fashioned Montucky cold snack.
I want to make this commercial. You ever been out behind the garage thinking, my God, this 63 balmy degree weather is the perfect time to go and feel up your cousin at the family reunion? Well, then you need a Montucky cold snack.
Yes. I'm sure the people at that company love us. Now, like, but
we're learning about each other simultaneously.
Well, that's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150.
Yes, exactly. All right. Should we see what number 3? Coors Banquet, Coors Yellow Belly, Colorado Kool-Aid.
What?
Okay, wait a minute.
Colorado Kool-Aid?
Wait a minute. What the fuck is this shit? Hang on. Colorado Kool-Aid. I've never heard Coors called Colorado Kool-Aid. Maybe that must be a solely Colorado thing. I've never.
Yeah,
heard
and
of
we
it.
don't like people from Colorado usually, so yeah.
Now I gotta say,
I've heard Yellow Belly. Coors is fine. They're banquets, in my opinion. It's a banquet beer. That's what it is.
Before we go any further, I do got to say there is something that my kinfolk down in Kansas have, and it's called Kansas Kool-Aid, and it's a big bucket. They pour an entire case of beer into it, a couple of packets of Kool-Aid, and then they pour 2 entire bottles of Everclear into it. Mix it up on ice, and that's Kansas Kool-Aid. And yeah, there's people like at a wedding, they serve that one time, and like my great aunt passed out on the stage where the band plays, and like she's normally like a respectable little old lady, but that night on Kansas Kool-Aid. So when I hear Colorado Kool-Aid, you ain't got shit on Kansas Kool-Aid.
I had a similar conglomeration. It was a 30-pack of Keystone Ice, a bottle of vodka, and like 2 liters of Country Time lemonade in a cooler with ice. It was delicious.
Nice.
I was standing there holding it at the end of the night,
all of this.
threatening to chug what was left, and for no reason whatsoever, Jeremy Cliff karate chopped it, and it exploded all over me.
That's what Jeremy does.
Yeah. And then he just looked at me, looked at everything soaking. I looked at the ice on the floor, and he goes, I'm sorry.
That sounds like Jeremy.
Yeah. But so, all right. So tell me about
Coors
these beers, guys. I've never had one.
You've never had what?
I've never had one of these banquet beers.
Oh, okay. Coors banquet beers. That's good beer. You know what? You might even like that one. I'll get some of that. I love that stuff.
Coors banquet's pretty good.
Yeah, love banquets.
I don't know why
What
it's got
is coming up next? This
number 2.
Yes, there we
Busch
go.
Latte.
Yes.
Wow.
It's only appropriate now if one of you Facebook subscribers wants to make me chug a beer. I've got one poured and ready to roll.
Busch Light this
Tony.
high up the list.
Has to be.
I'll spend my drink on you right now, Tony Chug.
All right, chicken coming in hot. I like it. That is just, it's too fitting. It's too fitting. Let's just go ahead and get this in nice and tight, folks. Coming in at number 2 on this list of the 16 best garage beers. Your friend and mine. Blue Yummies. Busch Lattes. Is there really any better garage beer? Well, we're going to find out what number 1 is here shortly. But first and foremost, cheers.
Ziggy Zaggy, Ziggy Zaggy.
Ziggy Zaggy, oi, oi, oi. Well done, T. My God, wow. Tony G, one of the few human beings to be able to actually operate without a working liver. So I got to give you credit on that one. Now, before we reveal number 1, Justin Chris saying it's got to be Keystone number 1. I'm going to go with Justin Chris on this. I think it'll probably be something like Keystone. What are you guys' bets? What are your thoughts? What are your predictions here?
Bud Light and Budweiser are both gone, so it can't be either one of those.
The greatest garage beer. Oh, boy.
If Busch Light's off the table, oh, man, this is...
Like on like a hot day or a cold day, like it can be different, but...
It's going to be natter days. Watch.
You scroll down, and it's a picture of Andre the Giant holding Labatt Light. Like, wait, what? Like, nobody saw that one coming. Like a bunch of Canadian folks would be like, yeah, man, it's totally there. Labatt Light. You do it right. Like, so you never know. This is going to be interesting.
It's either going to be Keystone. What else is there? We already had Old Mud.
Yeah, we had
is Corona been on the list?
We had Hams. Corona's not a good garage beer. That's a beach beer.
You got to have a lime with a Corona. So
okay, I'll give you that. But yeah, you never know. There's some folks like I know fuckers who will drink Corona fucking no lime warm. Okay,
it's gotta be like Keystone Light. I would argue Busch Light's a better garage beer, but
something by Miller, maybe. I don't know.
Trying to think.
There's not a lot of Miller. They already
Miller
had
High Life.
We already had Hams.
High Life was on the list.
Okay.
Any other guesses? Any other guesses in the comments on what number 1 could be?
Oh, there's no fucking way, Justin. If it's Michelob Ultra, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, fuck that. That's not.
Oh, he could be fucking right on. Yeah. It could be Michelob or it. No all right, Chicken. The big reveal, sir.
All right. Let me get over there.
It's got to be Key Light.
Here we go. All right. Busch Heavy.
Busch Heavy.
Oh,
wow. That
didn't see that coming.
Wow. Okay, so author, tell me you love Busch beer without telling me you love Busch beer, because
This
wow.
is,
So
surprising.
Busch Heavy, Busch Light, and Busch Heavy, number 1 and 2 for garage beers. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really drink beer very often, but I asked a bunch of card buddies of mine, if I were to just stock one beer on hand, what would be the brands that you think I should have? So if I give it to anybody, they won't feel that they're underserved. Busch was the one that came out of almost everybody's mouth, and the only other one that I heard in any kind was Bud Light. Was the only
reason
other
that
count.
Busch is more popular than anything Bud Light is because they're still making Busch Light with barley.
Yeah.
If they switch Bud and Bud Light to a rice-based recipe, it ruined them. So no,
Ruined.
Yeah, Busch and
They're
Busch
totally
Light are the
ruined.
new champions of
So
Busch.
okay, that makes sense, because like Tony, as Chicken, as you guys know, as your time over at KOE Nation, when we're always talking about whiskeys and spirits, barley is one of the most expensive grains and hardest to come by grains when it comes to distilling. Like they're, you know, it's just so fucking hard to get your hands on the right kind of barley. And so that makes perfect sense why people love Busch and why Bud made the change, because sourcing the barley was probably a very big issue.
Well, that rice-based formula makes the hangover and the headache so much
Worse. It's so bad.
It is bad.
That's
so
partially
bad.
why I don't drink beer as much as I used to. Because like,
Exactly.
Like sake is rice wine. Have you guys ever had a good sake hangover?
yeah,
You will
hangovers
fucking,
suck.
you'll be like, nope, I'm done with that.
Mhm.
I gotta try one of these Natty Daddies. I am very intrigued. I will try to chuck one sometime.
I'm just
All
curious,
right.
like how many
I bet
times
they
you're gonna
have them
say
at
the
my,
word natty daddy during that review.
Natty.
Like how many, like you're just gonna squeeze that in everywhere.
I bet I have Natty Daddy at that liquor store here.
Fucking A. All right.
I bet they
Now,
have
for folks
do
who
this.
disagree with this list, if you disagree with it, you know what? Big Bucket Empire, I think we might have to eventually someday make our own top 10 list of garage beers. But if you want to be in on that process to say which one's which, you better be at the post show later tonight at Linktree/Big Buckin'. So that's just yet more salvo, more enticement to make it to that post show once we get there. But interesting.
And don't forget, like if you're drinking a beer right now and it's a good beer, Project Sad Face, if you're drinking a Natty Daddy right now, pop up that phone, record yourself having a nice sip of it, and tell us what it's like. Tell us what you love about it. What's good? What's bad? And send that right on over to us or KOE, and we'll make sure that makes it onto KOE Nation, as we need more beer reviews.
Yes. And we need it from you, beautiful people. What are the beers that mean something to you? Because I am on a journey to find that perfect beer, but I can't do it without all of you. I mean, I've been trying with these great guys, and we've been doing as much as we can during the Andre the Giant Memorial Beer Battle Royals, but we got to look further. We got to look wider to you, the denizens of the Big Bucket Empire. Come on now, folks. You know it's the right thing to do, and you get to be on KOE Nation. So it's the best deal in the history of ever.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good deal.
It is. Tony, should we get into the Brazilian TikTok beer thing?
Yeah, let's do. I mean, you take some of these garage beers and you can use them to start doing trends.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this one either. Let's learn together.
Let us learn together. And folks, this is where the show takes a turn. The Brazilian art of drinking beer in the ass.
So first and foremost, do I need a funnel?
This is not a Brazilian art. This has been something that's been done in America since at least
no, look at this. They
2002.
flip it upside down. It looks like they put salt on there and poke a little hole in it.
Okay, so
Wow,
all right,
if they
right.
salt it,
this looks Brazilian
done.
to me.
well
You
done.
salt the,
Yeah.
you salt the rim of the ass.
This could get dangerous.
This is interesting. Okay, so you're not actually shoving beer up your sphincter. That's good to know right out of the gate.
I love it right here. Care for a salty, citrusy beer in the ass.
That crop duster. It's not
Now
bad.
you got to make sure, like, okay, I got to say, okay, out of those two holes, the one on the right looks like a lot more inviting than the one on the left there. Oh my God. Like the one on the left there looks like it's sending you to the hospital.
Well,
Yeah, it's got
the
some
one on the
teeth.
right you can actually conceive with. The one on the left is the pussy.
Wait, you're not sticking your. At least I don't think you are. Like,
Tiberius, you know what you get with this show. Come on now.
Come on, you know the deal by now.
all right. Start with a macro lager. In Brazil, they tend to use Skol or Brahma, but any loosely German-style beer made for high-volume consumption will do. Flip the can upside down. Give it a good wipe. After all, that's where your mouth is going. Oh, okay. If you're ever going to makeshift weed pipe out of a Sprite can, this next part will feel familiar. Okay. A lot of us have been there.
Wait, read that again. I was sending a message.
If you've ever made a makeshift weed pipe out of a Sprite can, this next part will feel familiar.
Oh,
That's
my
amazing.
God. Oh, no.
Using a knife or a nail, poke a hole in the center of the bottom. Careful, some beer will fizz out. Poke 2 or 3 more holes. Poke 1 more at the bottom rim, about the size of a straw. Fill the divot on the can bottom with coarse salt. Squeeze a quarter lime over the. Oh Jesus, this is getting complicated. Squeeze a quarter lime over the salt, then place your lips to the hole on the rim and drink it down, taking in the beer, lime, and salt all at once. Okay, that doesn't sound so bad.
So
that's drinking it, right? That's just drinking it in your mouth. Yeah, like that sounds
drinking
fun.
a beer with way too many steps.
Now,
but
wait,
still
what
intrigued.
set of lips are we talking about here?
So far,
They were
you're
not
Usually I've only
specific.
got one set.
So,
And the
well,
can doesn't have any lips.
So I've heard of this before. So they call this a beer garita. I've never tried it. I didn't know there was that many steps to
Asshole
this.
puckering.
Right.
beer
Or a
garita.
pour over beer cocktail. An inverted chelada. Brazilians named it Cerveja na Bundinha. I probably fucked that all up, but it sounded hot. A prickly little phrase that translates to beer in the ass. The anatomical metaphor becomes apparent the moment before you affix your lips to the can.
So, I feel like Steve-O read this article wrong, and that was the impetus of that jackass scene where he chugs the beer up his ass.
He didn't read the whole article. He
Yeah, he
just
should
said,
have read the
Okay.
whole article.
Okay, I want you to keep in mind the previous paragraph talked about beer in the ass, and I want you to read the first sentence of the next paragraph.
it's a very primitive way to drink beer with your family.
Wait, what? What?
Sometimes you even use the same can and drink together, laughing about it.
And then tell you,
That's
some
their
country
fault.
has culture. Sometimes it is void of culture.
No,
Uh,
this is as culture as it gets.
I mean,
how much
like,
more cultural can you get than
this is
spread
one
the
bit of
love?
cultural appropriation I will not be appropriating.
Yeah.
Oh
Interesting.
man,
Interesting.
Jesus Christ.
It's funny for us. We use an opportunity to make a joke.
I'm just. I want to know if this is actually good. Like, I'm gonna try this now because
So
I have
it's
to know.
you're not actually drinking it in the butt. Like it's the
Okay,
butt,
okay,
it's the
okay.
butt. It's the butt of the can, which makes it
Oh,
more of
okay,
a
good, sweet
joke.
Lord, baby Jesus.
Although
But you
it
know
doesn't
somebody's
say
going to
you
try to do
can.
somebody's going to try to butt to butt this.
Yeah, well, as they should, for science.
You got to butt chug the butt beer.
Right.
Okay, like I think
Right.
that should like be some sort of contest. If you can actually from this poked hole into your ass without spilling a drop, you win $1,000.
I'm not footing that bill.
You will
Somebody
never
did.
fucking have to pay out, Tony. You will never in your whole fucking life pay that out. Okay.
Oh, here's a demonstration of the butt.
It's like at first I was gonna be like, wait, is this on Daily Motion or Pornhub or what?
So here you
Oh,
go.
no,
You get-
TikTok, even
They're
better.
showing you how to do it.
Okay, so there's the coarse salt.
Yep, she poked the holes. That's it.
Well,
That was
that's
it?
not nearly
Good.
what the headlines like. Boy, you want to talk about fake news?
Yeah.
We were all led to believe we were going to see something very lurid. Yes, Trey, that deserves a shot. Chicken, you take an LTD shot,
dude.
now.
This wasn't me. Tony
This was
fucking
all
brought this
you.
story up. God
But
damn
Chicken,
it.
you take the blame. It's the way it works.
I have to fucking
Sorry.
pay for Tony's bullshit.
I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll have to make up for it in the second hour.
Thanks for joining, Trey. Asshole.
Yes, all you beautiful fucking subscribers out there. You know, I unfortunately I do not have gin on me. All I have is bourbon. That's all I got on me so I'll take shots for you tonight if you want, but I will have a new bottle of bourbon or gin for next week's show. Do not worry, folks.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
This hurts.
Here we go.
This hurts my heart. Oh, God damn it. All
It
right.
hurts your liver more.
Probably. Cheers. Fuck you all.
LTD's nuts.
Wow.
God damn it. Fuck
Is
you.
it magical? Does it dance in your mouth?
It's that I don't know what it is with the shitty Canadian whiskeys. It's that second fucking, like, after you get it down and then you do like that small swallow, like it all just like wants to come up and go down at the same time. Fucking
You know,
nasty.
speaking of which, I know this is kind of
the
a
water does that.
I know this is kind of a
He's not
weird
wrong.
segue, but you talk about that. Like this morning, I had a really weird thing happen to me. It was like one of those near-death experiences where I couldn't breathe in, and my body is trying to puke out to like, and like for about 20 seconds, I was thinking, well, this might be it. And then I splashed some water in my face and made sure some of it got down my throat, and then it was all better. It was like, okay, all right.
I had one of
Got
those
through that
mornings
today.
I had one of those mornings like 2 weeks ago where I woke up at like 4:30 and my stomach was just like, it felt like there was a knife going through my fucking stomach, a pain I've never felt before. And like I sat up in bed and it like started calming down. As soon as I laid down, it fucking started doing it again. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, what's going on? And I was seriously about ready to wake up my wife and be like, you need to take me to the fucking hospital because like this pain was so bad. And then I stood up and like I uncontrollably farted. I was like, oh, I probably just got to take a really big shit. And literally, that's what happened. I went in, I took a huge shit, and I went back and laid down. And I slept like a baby. It was great.
You were close to Brock Lesnaring yourself, though. That was like, yep. But yeah, unfortunately, the only thing that fits to
on the
that
wrong side
is the song. Well, I guess this is growing up. Shit. So this is getting older. Like a bunch of like, well, I almost died this morning, and I thought I was gonna die. Then I just had to take a giant shit, and it's like, yeah, like so that's gonna happen at least like a dozen more times to all three of us if we're lucky. So that'll be fun. Moving right along.
That deserved one. Yeah.
Well done. That was beautiful. I love that redneck shit.
All right, we got 15 minutes before
Christ,
the next round of drinks starts dropping. So while we're talking about
Budweiser only party, yeah, I have
Oh, God.
unfortunately only drank Budweiser many a time. Ugh.
Yeeks.
Before it changed to rice, thank God.
Well, while we're talking about ass, even though that last story was a little disappointing, this is several weeks old. There's a new update. We haven't really addressed this on the show, and we got to bring it up, especially, the segue with, ass drinks. Grow the Farm Up says it's where you see how many Bud Heavies you can drink before you shit yourself in a malt barley or puke or fall over.
Now it's rice. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yes, I have. Project Satface says, yes, I have. Try a Natty Daddy only party. Someone's waking up with a sore asshole.
Well, okay then.
That's a great segue. Speaking of sore
Great
assholes,
segue, actually.
U.S. chess prodigy Hans Niemann sues $100 million over claims he used anal beads to cheat. Have you heard about this? Have you heard this? Have you heard this story?
Like I'm going to be honest with you. if there's some kid that like can beat people in chess while he's got anal beads shoved up his ass, I think you just have to acknowledge the fact that he's a better chess player than you, because I don't see how you could call that a performance enhancer.
Well, no, did you not hear like how they think he was doing this?
Do tell.
You shove the beads up your ass.
So,
I know how anal beads work, Phil.
So
Like,
with like online sex chats, they have toys women will stick inside of them, and you can remotely make them vibrate.
I'm
Yeah,
well aware of
called
the
11.
concept. Yes.
So what they're thinking he did was similar to that, but they would vibrate it in Morse code and tell him
Oh my god.
what his next move should be on the chessboard, because
Oh my god.
all they have to do is give the location, and he can figure most of it out from there. Of, you have to move a piece into this position. Now, I don't know how many like letters have to come through this vibrating anal bead to tell you the exact position and the exact piece, but I don't imagine it's that many. And if you know Morse code and you can go
Well, if it's
and
if it
not
takes too
not
many
lose
buzzes,
well, not get
like-
too excited, then
that's what
yeah,
I mean. Like, you can't
Well,
make this code that complex. Otherwise, he's going to have more problems than losing at chess.
Yeah. He's gonna
gonna
shit
need a new
himself
pair
on
of
live
drawers.
TV. Yeah. Like,
and I can
Yeah,
see
like-
him there going, oh.
Checkmate.
Checkmate.
Okay.
like, to me, like, this is reminding me of a poker scandal where there's this lady that she's being accused of cheating because something on her was vibrating. They thought it was her coat. They couldn't really identify. Something was vibrating on her, and that was telling her what other players' cards, or it wasn't even telling her whether the cards were good, but it was just two vibrates meant she still had the winning hand. And there was a time where she literally only had high card, and she stayed in the game.
No.
And this motherfucker bluffs with like $200,000, and
Yeah,
she's
that's
got a
pretty
high
egregious.
card, and she stays in.
Yeah,
And so that's one of those. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna call
Like-
bullshit.
Like, so that one was one that I thought was a little interesting, but this one, like, chess is a little bit different game. Now I get it, like, it's not good to have two sets of minds versus one, but
Gabe
I don't
responded pretty quick to his knowledge of anal beads. He did.
well, I mean,
Yes,
it was
he
like, well, how
did.
do you do that? Well, you know, hey, y'all gonna have fun in this life.
Can you
And,
tell if
and
it's
by the way,
1, 2, 3, how many beads can you get in the average American ass, KOE?
hey, grow the farm up. Fuck you. I am a player in this life, not a spectator. Okay, like, you got to look at like those kind of things the way a skateboarder looks at skin knees. It just comes with the fucking game. Okay,
He's
like, yeah.
wearing the anal beads. He's not running the remote.
This motherfucker spitting
Jesus. All right, but yes.
or squirting.
Uh,
I don't know.
This motherfucker's shitting.
God damn it. So I could see how this could potentially, but here's the thing. You need to prove this dude had something shoved up his ass in order to.
It's called the love.
Now,
of
granted,
flesh.
Well, here's the thing.
How do you go
Here's the thing that with this story is nobody ever accused him of shoving it up his ass. They just said he had something remotely vibrating.
Right.
And everybody's made this assumption that he shoved it up his ass. Like the original story was that there was some kind of Morse code vibration going on. And it
So,
could
you know
have been, and they said, you know, like anal beads can vibrate on remote. And so immediately everybody fucking connected the two. Like nobody ever accused this guy of actually putting anal beads in his ass. It's just all
that
of
will
us
be
read
the
the
story
headline.
for a
Yeah.
1,000 years from now. If
Exactly.
they're still talking, this will be the only thing this guy Hans Neiman shoved anal beads in his ass to win chess. That'll be the story 2,000
He
fucking years
fucking
from now.
he waited way too long to sue about this. Like this is like 2 months ago this happened.
Be proactive, folks.
When people say you're fucking putting beads up your ass and you don't like to hear that, like you got to stand up for yourself then, bro. Like, God.
Why do you think he couldn't even speak in straight sentences? Project Sadface. Somebody told me Yoda
Checkmate.
always had beads in his ass. Why do you think he couldn't even speak in proper sentence syntax? Do that remotely. So I'm
he
going to
didn't
go ahead
need
and
a
say,
fucking vibrating egg in his ass. He just needed
at this point,
to use the force.
at this point, like the people who feel like they got cheated out of the money, keep in mind that for all time, Hans Niemann is now anal beads in his ass vibrating to get the right message guy.
Yeah.
So, like, what did he really win? He can't even go out to a nice dinner with that money. You can't go to a restaurant. Hey, you're the guy who had the anal beads in your ass.
Look,
they weren't in my ass. I mean, I didn't have anal beads.
You can go to a nice dinner. They're just not going to give him one of the regular chairs.
That's fair.
Give him one of those bar stools we can wipe down.
That motherfucker shoves stuff up his ass.
Yeah, he looks like a dude that shoves shit up his ass.
But no, this motherfucker shoves stuff up his ass. No. Until you showed that picture, it was like 50-50. No, this is 100% shove stuff up his ass.
Allegedly. Oh my God.
This motherfucker shoved stuff up his ass.
Allegedly.
Oh God, grow the farm up. This litigation language is going to be hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen of the supposed jury, if the aft was not stuffed, you must uncuff.
Nice. I love it. That's good.
Like, Tony, I wasn't going to say it.
I'll say it. This motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Up his ass.
Let's see.
Oh, man.
In his lawsuit, he claims that Carlson created Player Magnus, a lucrative global brand that he merged with Chess.com, $83 million deal to monopolize the chess world. September 4th, he taunted Carlson in an interview after beating him, and this caused the Norwegian to snap, and he maliciously retaliated against a teenager. The defeat robbed Carlson of solidifying him as the greatest chess player of all time, which would have made his empire more valuable. Carlson then falsely and baselessly accused Niemann of cheating after he was unable to accept the reality of his unexpected loss. So this dude's trying to just say, hey, this guy's being a sore loser and bringing up this anal beads bullshit. Because he's an American teenager. I can't remember how old they said he was. Like, he's 19. And he beat the best chess player in the world. And then he accused him.
He had to have stuff up his ass.
And he accused him of having shit up his ass.
Clearly.
They went to play again. They went to play again. And after 2 moves, this dude just walked out, or like they were doing an online thing. He just logged out. Said, fuck it. No, I'm not doing this.
Which one walked away?
This guy, the supposed best in the world.
Okay. Then, all right. He just can't manage loss then. Now, that's the problem is when you, like, I'll never forget one of my favorite early UFC fighters. He was a Russian guy by the name of Oleg
looks like he's got something up his ass right there.
He was actually in the movie Predators, and when he lost to Renzo Gracie, he didn't know he had been knocked out. He's like, "What? Why is fight stopped? Oleg, you lost. Impossible!" Like, he could not accept the fact that he lost until they showed him footage of him getting knocked out.
Oh wow.
Hey, Tony G, can you shove anal beads up a sex robot ass? Do they make life like double hole? Well, of course. You're not going to buy a fuck doll with only one hole. Like, you're just not going to. And anybody who does, I'm sorry, you've been suckered.
Yeah, wasting a lot of money right there.
Absolutely, you can. Yes, you can. Can we do it? Yes, we can.
That's like the sex dolls that the Baptists and the Mormons buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just has one hole.
No.
The Baptists and Mormons are like, we don't do any of that. My God.
No, the devout Christians buy it with only the anus hole.
That's possibly true.
God's loophole.
True. God's brown blind spot.
Yes. Yeah, I bet dollars to donuts. I know the brand of anal toy he used, and I just saying.
So, all right.
Tell us what that might be.
I sent you guys a picture of it.
Oh Jesus, did you?
It's called the Lovense Hush. I'm just guessing. I'm spitballing here.
Oh, oh yeah, I think
Just
I know what you're talking
spitballing
about.
here. Just something I
Not
might
that
have
I
heard
would,
about.
know what that is or anything.
Hold
or
on,
know
hold
what
on.
Not that Amazon recommends that to you every day.
Well, no, you got to buy it directly from the site. Amazon doesn't have it. Only knockoffs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to guess.
if you had to
If I
piss
had,
off
if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Grow Farm Up, Oxymoron of the Night, Amish sex robot. Yeah, it's very...
Oh my God, that sounds hot.
Okay, so it's not so much a robot, and it's mostly...
Chicken just found a new fetish.
So when Amish wants a sex robot, all they really do is they go get the scarecrow out of the field, and they have somebody running the butter churn, just pump a little extra harder.
Stop. Oh, Tony, stop it. Whew.
There's a visual for you.
That'll be when you know that the world has truly gone to hell, when there's Amish sex robots. That'll be when you know when the okay.
Yeah.
The end
They
is
can
now.
raise a barn. They can come up with a working robot that doesn't actually use electricity.
Steam-powered sex robot.
Myself.
Like the steampunk folks are just fucking loving it. It's part of the butter
After 5
churn you
minutes, you
can't
got to dump
see.
the steam out of the sex robot. It's a part of the butter churn you can't see. Exactly.
Now, grow the farm up with the real question. Does Vladimir Putin have anal beads sending him signals to attack or withdraw from Donetsk? That,
Rook to F6. Oh, sorry. I was distracted.
Oh, yeah.
Vladimir's like, are they telling me Rook to F6 or are they telling me to bomb Kiev? What am I being told? I need one more vibration. So we'll get to that a little later.
Oh, daddy. Daddy, chill.
Natty daddy.
Bringing it all back. All right, folks, we are rounding out the top of the hour. Get ready to get those drink cards ready for those of you subscribed on Facebook. It is 3 minutes away. We will be prepared. Yeah.
No, we don't need any fill shots.
Tony, did you ever get yours in? Is that what you're doing
right now?
Oh, you little motherfucker. You no good rapscallion ne'er-do-well T.
I only spent one of them last week, and I could have spent 3, so be thankful.
Yeah.
So, folks, I want you to remember this, that Tony's making me do this right before. So be sure to troll Tony hard and make him do all the shots and all the beer chugs all at the same time, because that shit would be funny.
He's asking for a dog pile.
On dog. Hey!
No.
Liquor.
In the front, poker in the rear.
Poker in the rear.
With anal beads.
Yes.
While
we're waiting for that 2 minutes to come to a head, we do have a big-ish announcement on the future of Big Buck and Empire and what we're doing moving forward. So it is super important, those of you that are not already subscribed on the Facebook. If you're on YouTube and you don't want to do the Facebook subscription, totally get it. You don't have to pay us money. You don't have to do any of that. Nobody has to do any of that. That's all for good and fun. If you want to support us, great. Go over there and do it. But you can watch it moving forward on Rumble. We've been doing the Rumble here. This is our second live show on Rumble, going off without a hitch. It's been working pretty well. And we're actually getting, honestly, some videos are actually getting more views on Rumble and more interaction on Rumble. Whether that's real or not, we have yet to find out.
Not sure.
However, with the past and present and likely future of YouTube and the risk involved in a lot of different things, which we can get into the details of that some other time, we will not be streaming to YouTube after tonight. We will still use our YouTube channels to clips, things like that. But YouTube, future-wise, is not a viable option for the Dog and Chicken Show for several reasons. So, Rumble, you can watch for free anytime on Rumble. Every week, doing the same thing. Facebook subscribers, it will be Not sure how it's going to work yet, but likely going to be behind that subscriber paywall. So the only way to watch it free will be on Rumble. And then to give drinks, you have to jump over. Rumble also has the what do you call it? The local subscription. So you can get in on there if you just don't want to be a part of Facebook. You can do that too if you want to do the subscriber thing. We'll make that all work. But moving forward, there's some changes coming, and YouTube is again not a viable option. We'll have some clips. We'll do some stuff on there still, but live shows will no longer be on YouTube. Rumble works just like YouTube. The best part about Rumble is you don't have to get a paid subscription to like have the features that YouTube does. Like I don't know. Some people don't have YouTube Premium, and so you get ads randomly, or when you like click your phone to shut the screen off. Cheers, Phil.
Sorry, Lynn, all I got's bourbon.
When you shut your phone off to or close the screen, the audio turns off on YouTube unless you're a fucking premium member. Rumble doesn't have that shit. Rumble keeps playing in the background, so you can listen to it like a regular audio podcast. Rumble's not a bad player. It's not great. There's a lot of problems with Rumble still, but it's a better future for us. And
pretty much grow the farm up. Like he pretty much nailed that. Robots were too hot for YouTube.
I'm gonna tease something. This won't get us a strike, but I'm gonna tease right to the fucking bridge of a strike. Something like one of the biggest fucking stories today that we should be talking about on the show. We can't because we're fucking doing this on YouTube. They're trying to. So the whole story, if you haven't been watching the news in the last 48 hours, the CDC passed recommendations for vaccines for children on what schools should have their children do. Now, it's still up to the states to overall like try to mandate or push anything through, but we can't talk about that. Every time we talk vaccines or we bring up these issues and actually like have the conversation, even when we aren't crossing the line or even agreeing with CDC direction and WHO and fucking all these cunts out there, we still get the shaft every goddamn time. We can't talk about real things on YouTube anymore. That's where we're at.
No.
You can't actually. So next week we can talk about that because we're not going to be on YouTube. We're not going to fucking have that conversation with YouTube. Fuck you, Susan. Because God damn it, this conversation needs to happen. I'm tired of like, there's always amount of self-censoring you have to do, but at a certain point you have to like fucking fuck you. Who's making me self-censor? You gotta cut ties with some things. And honestly, all they've done, Tony, back me up on here. All we've gotten from YouTube is fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off every week.
Yeah, every time. It never fails. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what the infraction is from YouTube. Out of every time that they've told us we've done something wrong, out of any time they've overturned the appeal, I think it was just every so often they have to go, okay, yeah, sorry, we fucked up. Mostly just to say that option is available. Otherwise, no, they do not realistically overturn things that they flag you for. And it's bullshit every time. This most recent one showing a video that is still readily available on YouTube after
from 6 years ago.
From 6 years ago. It's still on there. You can go watch it, but we play it one time and we're down the next day. That's complete and utter bullshit. And having to speak your mind behind closed doors because you can't do it on the platform that supposedly wants you to upload content. No, it's
broadcast yourself.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So yes, if you missed it, if you just jumped in here in the last minute or so, the Dog and Chicken Show live stream starting next week will not be allowed on either of the YouTube channels that we currently run. We'll have clips and everything else and other stuff on there. Maybe we'll upload episodes that are a little more YouTube friendly, but we're going to try to move the entire library off of YouTube and onto platforms like Rumble that aren't going to dox us for the slightest of things. So moving forward, Facebook will still be live on Facebook. You paid subscribers are still going to be able to do the drinks.
Oh, hey,
we're still
paid subscribers on
Facebook.
Paid subscribers on Facebook, by the way. I don't know how this is going to look, but Good Buck and Morning, a version of that's coming back. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know how many days a week, but we've had these paid subscribers for a while and we don't give them any extra content. So Like I'm personally going to at least do something once a week, maybe more, to have some extra content. What I've talked about is doing like kind of the B-roll stories, the shit that doesn't make the show.
The shit that we have is filler stories that we don't get to.
Yeah. Like sometimes there's big stories that we just don't have time for. And I'm like, fuck, we had some golden shit to talk about. But there's more, not just that. We'll have other things just for the subscriber base. Same thing with the Rumble platform. If you join up on the locals thing, I know it's another app. It's more shit to download, more shit to sign up for. I get it. I totally do.
Yeah.
But
now, curious, our election night coverage though, will that be live on YouTube?
We can still do election night on YouTube.
The episodic series will no longer be streaming. If we do specials like the election night, hell, even maybe like the Andre nights, depending.
Andre night can be on YouTube.
Certain things we can still do on YouTube. And look, we're not.
Hey, Desperado Sensei.
We're not moving all the other shows off of YouTube, like the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, KOE Nation. None of those.
It's
are moving
just
off
Dog and Chicken Show episodics are only going to be.
Series is moving off of YouTube
on Rumble, where we could actually have real discussions.
Yes.
So again, the paid Facebook subscribers, the regular Facebook subscribers, the D Live, the Twitch, and the Rumble followers, you're still going to be able to see the stream. That's not going to change. So anybody currently watching on YouTube that wants to watch the live show, we urge you either come over to the Facebook side or go over to the Rumble side. Rumble's going to work pretty much like YouTube. It's a little different. It's going to operate just slightly different, but it's going to operate much the same. So if you're partial to the YouTube way of doing things, Rumble will be for you. Others that want to just be a free subscriber on Facebook, that's fine. Again, you don't have to be a paid subscriber unless you want to force us to do stupid shit like Jen. But live streams, Facebook, paid Facebook, Rumble, D-Live, Twitch. Next week, no live streams on either YouTube channel.
So there you go. Big Bucking on Rumble is where you
can. We already got more followers there than we got on fucking YouTube anyways.
Yeah, well, okay, so now what is that Rumble, is that a video count or what is
that?
Rumble?
Is how many likes you get or like no, there's likes and then there's rumbles. Like I don't Rumble is like sharing it to your feed, I think.
Okay.
Where, like
because
there's like
it's not Big Space Bucking, it's just Big Bucking.
Yeah.
The search bar works about as good as it does on YouTube, so that part's pretty familiar as well.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part is a lot of these news sites, their search features are such shit. Like Full30.com, when they were trying to be the gun YouTube, their search feature was such shit. They'd say, look for me on Full30 too, and I'd type in the exact same they told me to on Full30, couldn't find them.
So Halloween special just got asked. Tony and I were just talking about this.
We're going to do something next week, but it won't be on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to do a live episodic for Halloween. You can find that on Rumble and the Facebook subscribers.
Now, you should probably pop up.
We're going to have Lynn. We're going to have Lynn.
And by the way, the hour is past. So, gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen.
We're getting to it. We want to finish this spiel first. We're getting to it. We actually have two platforms on Rumble, just like YouTube. We have Big Buckin', just like we did with YouTube, and we also have the Dog and Chicken Show on Rumble, just like we did with YouTube. Now, on the Dog and Chicken Show, currently right now, it's got the really saucy stuff that we didn't want to put on the main channel first. We wanted to see if it was going to be okay. So far, if you want to see the January 6th thing again, that whole segment is on the Dog and Chicken Show Rumble. A couple other really fun. So I urge everybody to go to the link tree because that's going to have everything you need. You're going to be able to find all the Rumble.
Trey said it best. Explain it like it's Phil. Here.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the link.
Oh man. Yeah. There's the link. Linktree / yeah. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Now Desperado, you don't need to look far. Just look for anything from Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
Elijah Craig 18.
Yeah, any of the Evan Williams or Elijah Craig reviews. That would be it. Yeah, see, Susan did this to us. Susan did this to all of us.
Susan, the Susan out of Susie.
Yeah, and we'll be able to talk about Trump on Rumble.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, actually, we'll be able to talk about
Speaking
him.
Of
and
shitty plastic bottles of whiskey, let's get into these shots. I know a bunch of guys gave them out, so let's get into this. I know I've got at least two.
Lynn gave me one with like a minute and a half left of the last hour.
Yeah,
so
Lynn got in on the first hour, so now all the drinks have reset. So here we go. I'm sorry, I don't want to scroll up. I'm going to try to find them, but Everybody that wanted a drink out of somebody, just
I'll try to help you here on looking for any drinks that might have dropped in there.
I don't think really much dropped, honestly.
No, there was at least 2 or 3. It was way up here. Lynn, how I roll, better late than never, blah, 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 blah.
There's gin, shot.
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah, those were last. Those were last hour.
Tyler said that when it was still the first
that was last hour. So yeah,
it says 9:30 on mine.
Oh my god, did he seriously drop it right at the last second?
Right.
Okay. No, I'm not doing a butt chug.
It said butt chug, and then it goes Tony G shot.
All right,
and
so
then
Tyler, you want a fucking gin shot? Is that what you want? Damn it.
And Lynn said Phil gin.
No, that was.
But I didn't have gin.
No, that was at 9:30. That was at 9:30.
That was the last hour. No, he got it in at the last hour.
Yeah, he got it right in before the last couple minutes.
Yeah, so Phil, drink.
Hey,
Please
Tyler
drink
wants a gin shot. All right, got it.
Okay, fine. Tony chug.
Oh, fuck. All right, so Tyler.
So you got to take a shot of gin, and then you got to chug because that's the subscribers want.
Bathtub gin shot.
We've had some of those.
Jesus.
Oh man, this sucks. All right,
that's
so
what I called Tanqueray. Though,
I'm taking care of Justin and Tyler on this.
Please drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly.
Tony, what you should do is just
butt chug coming up. Is that what this is?
Yeah,
No.
What you should do is you should drop that gin shot right into that beer and just make it delicious.
We're not waiting for the 3rd hour for Phil to take shots. Absolutely not. That's so not cool. No, Phil needs to be first hour.
No, I'm liking what we're doing here. So, Tony, I think you should just drop that shot of gin into that beer and make it just delicious the whole way through.
Natty Daddy chug. I don't have Natty Daddy. God damn it.
What a way to ruin a good bathtub. Did Tony break the Chug Buddy? No, but the Chug Buddy only works with bottles and does not work with cans. I do have the Chug Buddy, though. I do love the Chug.
Have you tried to butt chug with the Chug Buddy?
Not yet. I mean, we're maybe that's hour 3. He's got no gin. It's no fun. Exactly.
I know it's no fun with me. So you should give them all to Tony.
Buy you a bottle of gin tomorrow.
I'll have one next week. Don't worry, folks.
No, I'm buying it tomorrow just to ensure.
No, I was gonna buy the one that they like put in the oil can.
Tony, what's your wife doing?
We could.
I will Venmo her $30 to take a bottle of gin over to Phil right now.
Chicken, you shut your whore mouth.
That's not a bad idea. I mean,
make it 50. Go.
Make it 50.
Fuck you, chicken.
For $50,
Tyler. Why are you folks? Do you see this clear collusion against me? like this is just like I was about to say. Tony's like, you give me
an entire bouquet of shitty gin.
I was about to say, Tony's like, chicken for $20. I'll just take to Phil a bottle if you'll just deal with me being
$50.
I'm literally like 3 miles away from Tony's house. Grow the farm up. Fuck you a little bit. Oh yes. You know, KOE, the next time I'm back in the States, I might be able to bring back a bottle of Miyagikyo Nika whiskey. Miyagikyo is fucking one of the best distilleries in Japan, in my personal opinion. Yeah, your parents live in KS. Well, yeah, that's right. That's right. You are Midwestern born raised.
All right,
it's Midwestern tie.
13.
Yeah, Midwest.
Tony, chug shot. Okay.
Do we need to rehash that? Ohio and Wisconsin are not in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And Missouri, I think, is probably south.
All right. Give me some music.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my screen fixed.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I don't think that's the music.
That's not exactly what I had in mind.
Here we go. Or do you want something more upbeat?
No, this is perfect.
Are you sure?
Here we are.
We got a whole bunch of new songs loaded on here.
No, not
Tony's
yet.
gonna
Not yet.
take a shot
Feels right.
in his mouth.
Gonna take a shot to the mouth. Gonna slide down my throat. All right, hour 2.
I'm
Big
super
Bucket
excited
Empire,
for this
baby. Dog and Chicken Show. You love to see, you love to be here live with us, right? You do. Fuck.
Do it.
Cheers.
Do it. I'm like Emperor Palpatine over here. Do it. That's down. Oh.
one. Yeah, baby.
I would have started with gin and used the beer to wash the gin flavor out, but okay.
Pinata!
Yeah. Yeah, pinata.
How we doing there?
Does that
Missouri.
warm your belly?
It's the north-south.
Yeah, there's
Desperado Sensei is coming to us all the way from rural Japan. So God bless Desperado. So that just shows Big Bucket Empire, KOE Nation. We truly are worldwide. So
yes.
and he goes, I'm the only cowboy that lives in my rural area of Japan, which is just awesome.
And he is definitely a cowboy.
Sorry, go
What
ahead.
I remember, Desperado, he jumped on a chat with us at one time. Yeah, he total cowboy.
If they know
They
what
know
sweet
it's-
tea is, it's not the Midwest. That's almost
Yeah,
fair.
like this is sweet tea to me. Store bought pure leaf. Like that's like
Tony, is
Tony,
that
is
the
that-
fermented pine sap? Yeah, that's pretty much gin. That pretty much gin. Oh my god.
Does Rumble let you play real music without copyright bullshit? I do not know, Chicken. You'll have to investigate that because it's like Twitch
not-
is really loose.
They're
It's
not
gotta
as
be
tight
loose.
as YouTube, but they're cracking down a little bit. But that's okay.
I
We
gotta
got some
say-
backups.
So they're not as loose as Twitch or TikTok, but
No, but locals, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So
Phil, I'm kind of pissed at you all of a sudden. I just realized you never even bothered to ask why tonight I'm wearing a black hat, and that was to celebrate the death of our live stream on YouTube, as opposed to my white hat that I usually wear.
so yeah, this
There was
is a
hidden meaning
somber.
here, and you didn't even pick up on it. God.
Well, I just
I don't
thought you
think
were
it's a
like trying a
somber
new
occasion.
look.
I think it's time to celebrate. Breckenridge time.
Oh, Breck.
Ooh.
Yes,
No,
Tony.
I'm not looking
What?
like Wheeler Walker Jr.
It's a new
on
beginning.
purpose,
Now,
but
the
I'm
reason
not
why-
hating it.
The reason I think this idea of going on to Rumble is not a bad idea because I don't. Do you guys watch Styx Hexhammer? It's Styx Hexhammer 666. I actually watch him once in a while, and I remember I tuned into him. He was on YouTube. He says, "Yeah, I'm on Rumble, and it took me like 3 weeks to get 100,000 followers on Rumble." And so apparently, over there, the right can actually be heard.
Find
and
and
so wouldn't that be
subscribe.
nice?
Yeah.
Yes. So definitely check
That's
us
the
out there on
thing.
Rumble
We have
so you
been
can get the
stuck-
shit that's too hot for YouTube.
We've been
Yep.
stuck stalemate under 200 on the main YouTube channel.
Oh
in
yeah.
terms of
We had
subscribers.
1,000 on
cannot-
Facebook without problem. Like, yeah, like everything else has been fine. It's just YouTube's just like kicking the balls. over
Hell,
and over.
Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast got 5,000 interactions on Facebook one time for our Royal
Yep.
Rumble pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But the minute we started getting political, that was when the algorithm. So apparently, folks, what we say here is too risque, too hot, too real for the algorithms. They just don't want you to get there because, it's like Mark Anthony said in William Shakespeare's, "If you were to hear it, it's best that you know not, for it would drive you mad. It would inflame you if you were to hear it, and it's best that you know not." And so, yes, that is why you need to head on over to Rumble, folks, because we will be able to ignite that fire in the hearts of men and fire in the hearts of women and fire in the hearts of all who would seek freedom. And you can find that at Big Buckin' at Rumble. No space, folks. Why would there need to be space there? That is,
All you got to do.
we
go to
save that
Linktree
space for the
/BigBuckin.
space we're going to fill in your mind.
Linktree/BigBuckin. It is right up there at the top. It's going to say Big Buckin Empire on Rumble, Dog and Chicken Show on Rumble. There you go. It's that simple.
Yep. And the player, whether it's on your phone or on the computer, it's not much different than YouTube. The only thing that we're going to struggle with, which we'll work it out, is pulling the chat up on there. So here you go.
I got these, Phil.
You can see it streaming there. You can do your messages over on the right side. Gives you a quick link to our locals if you want to jump on there. But otherwise, yeah, a Rumble is like a like. You can go that route.
Nice.
Hey, there's Project Sadface.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, fucking A right, Project Sadface. God bless you.
Now, the only thing we haven't figured out yet is I think we're going to struggle with the comments aren't quite.
Yeah, so we'll have to have it pulled up on the side.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it simultaneously.
Now, I did find software where I can like pull everything together. I just got to figure out how to use it. So probably not the first week, but in the coming weeks, I'll be able to pull it all up. Whether we use it here on StreamYard or maybe we use Streamlabs, whatever. We'll figure out a way to where we can still show all those comments. So
okay, perfect. That was the only concern.
Yeah. No, because the comments are kind of important.
No, the comments are the impetus of this show. Like, this is what keeps the show going. Like, that's why we pop them up. Like, you people are just as much of the show.
What do you mean, you people?
You know what I meant. You know exactly what the fuck I meant. Use all my... No, I'm...
Internetties.
My natty daddies.
Yeah, your natty daddies.
My natty daddies.
Natty daddy chill.
All
what do you mean, you people?
All
my natty daddies? Like, Jesus.
Natty daddies.
All right.
Furry drinking a natty daddy.
Everybody done giving out drinks? Are we in good shape right now?
Yeah, well, I don't actually, only 2 people have for the second hour officially.
And I think really, folks, you need to give Tony another beer chug and another shot. And I think we've got it.
Down here.
Well, then you need to take 2 shots of gin. I think those are like either way, folks. That's what needs to happen here.
Trey, Lynn,
Tony G,
give a shot out or something here. Do it real quick before.
I was about to say, Trey and Lynn, I think you should both give Tony a shot. I think that'd be funny as shit. Give Tony this space was nice. This space was intentionally left blank. Well done, Desperado. Well done. So Tiberius, yes, still having fun.
We're just getting started, buddy. We're getting into the good shit here in a minute.
And and we're letting folks know that we're getting started on Rumble. So Big Bucket on Rumble is now another place to check us out because we're ever expanding. We're worldwide. But yes, Tiberius, I hope to see you on election night because we are going to do a live stream on election night. Good shit, always good shit.
Everything's good here.
The best shit, actually. The best. None has ever been better.
All right. I don't see the drinks flooding in, so we're going to jump on to the next story. He's waiting for the right
time. Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Well done, Justin.
This
blank was intentionally left. Pooh Buddy's nerfed. This messes a place.
Yes.
So,
all right, let's do it. What are we
Rocket?
Next story. We got a couple of Biden stories we got to jump into. First one, Biden's $5 million interest-free China loan, part of a pay-to-play scheme, says Senator Chuck Grassley.
Oh my. So basically the Republicans are setting the stage for impeaching Biden after the midterm election. And since we got Tiberius here in the comments, I wanted to say something here real quick. I will try to stop by. I'm very interested to see if my forecast comes true. Well, Tiberius, my forecast has been we'll get, since you're here, Ty, I'm going to let you know my prediction. I'm going to say it straight up. The Republicans take back the Senate 51, maybe 52. That's going to be I'm not going to say like Newt Gingrich said, they're going to take it back by 56. No, they're not. It's going to be 1 or 2 seats. The Republicans are taking back the House. That is a fait accompli as far as I'm concerned. And I think the Republicans are going to take back they're going to pick up anywhere from 1 to 3 governor's mansions. And to me, I'm making now an official measure for all elections going forward. All elections going forward, an official metric, an official measurement. The KOE Nation measurement for what is a wave election. Okay, so there will be no more questions going into the future. This is when you know if there's been a wave election. One party takes the House of Representatives. One party takes the Senate. And that same party makes at least one pickup of a governor's mansion somewhere in the country. And Tiberius like, no, like, but no, I'm sticking with my prediction that the Republicans take the House, the Republicans take the Senate, and they're probably going to make at least one pickup of a governor's mansion. There's a possibility of 3. I will send you the link here shortly, Tiberius, once I'm done with this particular. But that is my prediction, and that is how you measure a wave election. And if the party already holds the House and holds the Senate, and they hold them both and make a pickup of a governor's mansion, you can make that argument if you want. So can we get a KOE measurement for a shot? Steve, he's a, well, I don't have Jen.
He's a subscriber. Yep.
Yep.
I'm hearing
Joe!
coming out of that KOE feller.
Hey,
I'm hearing.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President Joe Biden has joined the show again. How are you doing, Mr. President?
I've never been fucking better. I just don't like hearing what this Mr. Phil KOE's talking about over here. Talking about waves, like we're in some kind of wave pool. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, we're going to have potentially a red wave election here where Republicans take back the House. So you will be impeached, Joe. And the Republicans have a very good shot. It's still anybody's game, but they have a very good shot of taking the Senate.
Fruit is an important part of a balanced diet.
What?
He said they're going to send me a fruit basket full of peaches.
No, they're going to, oh my God. They're going to impeach you. You know that thing that they did to President Trump for investigating you over things that they now know to be true? Oh, and Ty, I sent the invite to you. So yeah, they actually investigated President Trump for investigating things about Joe Biden in Ukraine that we now know to be true. So yes, Joe, you will be getting impeached here shortly. But wait, well, now hang on. Like Joe Biden, who gives a shit about that? We've got somebody to introduce that's way more important, way more articulate, and way more interesting than boring old fucking Joe fucking Biden. It's a man for you. It's a man for me. It's a man for all of us to see. The one, the only, motherfucking Tiberius fucking D. How are we doing here, Ty? Joe, shut the fuck up. How are we doing, Ty?
I'm doing all right. How about y'all?
We're doing good. Ty, we're gonna let you ask Joe some questions tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that one. How you doing, Joe? It's good to see you.
Well, I was doing a whole hell of a lot better before I got scolded by this ne'er-do-well below me, talking about red waves and Democrats losing elections in the midterm. Like, we know that's not going to happen. All right. Like, I know, you're a good young chap down there in the lower left. I've seen you before. We've talked a time or two. I smelled your hair. It smells all right. You might need to use a little bit more conditioner, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not here to judge.
Well,
But
look,
you don't agree with his assessment that there's going to be some red wave, do you? It's not going to be like Shark Week between some old lady's legs.
a little bit.
Election season.
Actually, a little bit there, Joe. Your approval rating is kind of in the toilet, and you don't really seem to act like anything's going on.
No, hang on. We've established this before on this show. When it comes to approval ratings, we're doing golf score. All right. The lower it gets, the better we're talking. I'm doing a straight par right now, and that's as good a job as anybody. That's the most popular president ever.
Well, I don't think that's how it works, but we can agree to disagree.
Look, how you thought it worked is irrelevant. We're making the rules up as we go along, all right?
Well, clearly, in the terms of a recession, like that is absolutely the case.
Yes. So, but now, bumbled old, Alzheimer Joe there, he does raise an interesting question, Ty. So you think that my analysis is wrong on the Republicans taking the Senate? Well, I mean, unfortunately, Herschel Walker might end up actually walking away with the W. And with each passing day, Mehmet Oz, I wrote him off weeks ago, but now he's a very, very viable candidate. And we find out that the doctor that actually cleared Fetterman, and Jesus Christ, Joe, you can stop for 5 minutes. The doctor that cleared Fetterman is actually somebody who donated to Fetterman's campaign. So there's clearly, I mean, obviously, it's most likely that Fetterman approached this doctor to get the diagnosis that he needed. So this is not looking good. And I think at the
what
end,
in the blue hell are you talking about?
Exactly, malarkey.
Malarkey. So, like, as much as and also Arizona is also a potential pickup for the Republicans, but I'm going to be conservative with my. Kerry Lake's going to win the governorship there, and that'll help down ballot.
So, like, there's a few key races that I'm willing to call right now. Like, I'm gonna like stake my flag in the ground. Like, who's going to win?
Yeah,
White. I usually don't do this, but like I feel like I'm getting a better feel for it. All right, so my biggest hot take is that Herschel's going to lose. He's going to lose to Warnock. Don't get me wrong, Stacey Abrams will still lose in Georgia, but Warnock is literally like the best candidate the Democrats could possibly throw up in that entire state.
Even if he's a wife beater.
Well, and Herschel's actually one of the worst ones. When it comes down to it, is that one, people need to realize Georgia is getting a lot more purple. Atlanta is one of the fastest growing metros in the country, and it is voting blue, and it's voting heavy blue. That state is no longer reliably just straight red. Two is that when it just comes to the political matchup regarding those two, Warnock is an evangelical black man to some degree. I'm not going to say he's like the most religious person, but he is one of the most upstanding black figures in the black community there. And particularly, he's religious, which is something that's a little alien to the left, I know, but it's a hard counter to Walker, especially with the abortion stuff going off. I guarantee that moved a couple points. When it comes...
How many touchdowns has Warnock scored though?
I don't think that matters, but that's me.
Unfortunately, it really fucking does, because everything you just said applied to the 2016 election. Trump is just a terrible candidate. Hillary Clinton's supremely qualified, one of the best candidates to possibly ever grace our. After she lost, everybody said she wasn't.
Real quick, Joe, I assume you've endorsed candidates in Georgia. What are your thoughts on the state of Georgia and the elections coming up?
I mean, it's going to be really hard to beat that Herschel Walker feller. I mean, you got to remember, this guy, he's been an undercover policeman, and we didn't even know. He gets up there and flashes his badge. He's got authority. Now, not only that, but it's right there in his name. He's also got feminine power in his name because he's Herschel. Like, how do you beat that?
He's also like Walker, Texas Ranger at the same time.
Exactly. This guy can throw a roundhouse kick you don't even know, plus score touchdowns. It doesn't get much more American than this. You recast him as Jason Biggs in American Pie, and you have him fuck a pie. This guy's a shoo-in.
Oh my God. I love it.
Actually, Herschel Walker did, when he was in his 50s, get into an MMA cage for the first time, and he beat the shit out of the kid they put him in there with. So Herschel's a bad motherfucker. Like, I would not want to get in the cage with him.
Ever living shit out of him?
So that's probably my most inflammatory forecast across the board. I think Warnock's actually going to take it. I think it's going to be close, but I think Warnock will take it. But I don't believe that Stacey will win the governorship. I think she's too left.
Oh yeah, Stacey's not going to win. Like, I would say that's one of the most sure calls of the election is Stacey's.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, you actually expect that much of a vote split? We've seen that before.
What's the name of the governor of Georgia? God damn it, I can't remember. Is it Kemp?
Yeah, something Kemp. Yeah.
Okay. We were kind of joking amongst each other, and I'm sorry, Joe. Who's going to win by a wider margin? Abbott, DeSantis, or Kemp? That's going to be the bigger question. Who's going to win by the widest margin?
Joe DeSantis. Biden.
Joe. No, Joe.
Well,
this election's going to be a huge indictment of your administration.
No, I'm 90 years old. I can't run. That's not the point. We're not even talking about cardio right now. Look, when it comes down to winning elections, 800 billion voters voted for me, the most popular president in history. So obviously I'm going to win in November. I don't know what you guys are even debating.
Oh, enjoy your impeachment next year, Joe.
I will enjoy any fruit baskets sent as long as they're checked by Kamala first.
Good Lord Almighty. Grow the farm up. I think red districts.
Like Joe, I hear not very many of them
will lose some areas they're used to winning. I think people just voting change. So Grow the Farm Up is with you, Tiberius, on the Republicans not taking the Senate. I think they're actually going to end up taking it with a shocker. And unfortunately, with each passing day, Mehmet Oz making his way to the U.S. Senate is a more real possibility. I
didn't get there yet. Like for a while there, I had wrote off Oz completely, and I'm like 1,000 things to 1 all the points.
If Oz's opponent wasn't fucking so goddamn terrible.
Well, I was gonna say Fetterman was a great candidate up until the point where the news
stroke.
Yeah, the news completely blasted him. It wasn't just the stroke; it was the fact that the news was babying him the entire way through. And then about 2 weeks ago, the news started letting it out, and they were not in any way, shape, or form kind about it. Apparently, the left-wing media does get to a point where they have a line where they draw, and apparently that line is being
bullshit. There's something else behind it.
They
didn't draw a fucking morality line all of a sudden with Fetterman. Fuck you.
All right,
sorry, that was not. I gotta give him that one. It's like, but no, like from what I've understood, like I'm sorry, it is a real thing. Like I hate to say this, but like, does Pennsylvania really need a senator that will be unable to carry conversations? He's clearly not going to have the kind of charisma where he will be able to persuade other senators to his side.
It's not like Biden
and
type charisma.
Yeah, well, like he's even admitted he won't understand words that are said to him. Like like it's terrible that he's going through this, and I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, but this man needs care. He doesn't need to be put through the strain of being in the U.S. Senate.
Right. So, like, don't get me wrong. I'm
gonna. No, we're not talking about you, Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this in a toss up for me because the reality of the situation here is that the country is hyper polarized. There's only about 10% of voters that are actually swing voters. So, of all of those 3.5 million people who vote Democrat in Pennsylvania, 3 million of them are gonna keep going. Love you. Anyway. I'm gonna throw Pennsylvania as a toss-up, but I could still see a world where Fetterman actually pulls that shit off. I'm not gonna say he is. I'm just saying like that's gonna go down the wire because of how partisan that state is.
Joe, what are your thoughts? Fetterman, or do you think Dr. Oz is gonna pull that one out?
Well, look, Oz is the great and powerful, magician behind the curtain. So, like, you got the power, all the Oompa Loompas. So I think that's going to swing in his favor. Like, I know a lot of people think that small people don't get the same vote, but their vote counts the same. So I think that's really going to benefit him.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Good Lord.
And also, I got to ask KOE here. You keep talking about how the Republicans are going to take the Senate. I'm sorry. Hold the phone now. Have you ever seen the size of the Senate building? Where the hell do you think they're going to take it, Phil? It ain't going nowhere.
Oh, yeah, like I said,
Nancy
Joe.
Pelosi's gonna make sure the Capitol Police are taken care of, right? And protect it.
Absolutely.
Here's the reality, because Ty, I mean, you kind of know what I'm getting at here. If the Republicans take the House, they pretty much ruined the Biden agenda, and they're going to ruin his legacy, basically. Because
can we pause
if they take,
he was never going to have a good legacy to begin with.
Well, it's about to get a lot more shit than it was. Give me 1 second, chicken. If
that's okay, I'm working on something.
If the Republicans take the Senate too, then that's pretty much the end of the Biden presidency as we know it. And also,
all it takes is one. It doesn't need just one. Go ahead.
Here's the big kicker though, because folks like you're always wanting the Republicans to be more moderate. You're wanting I
want everyone to be more moderate. I want some people to be a little bit more down to earth and sane.
If the Republicans manage to take one or both of the chambers of Congress a mere 5 months after overturning Roe v. Wade and the first national election since January 6th, and they still take one or both of the chambers of Congress, they will consider that just shy of a mandate from God that what they're doing is the right thing, and I would not expect them to be getting any less conservative in the future. So enjoy that, Joe. Enjoy your impeachment.
So I'm unveiling tonight, since we can't call Dr. Oz a doctor. You can call me a doctor. I am now moving
Dr.
forward.
Phil?
I am Dr. Chicken moving forward.
Dr. Phil?
I'm declaring that now.
Did you go to the same place Jill did?
Yeah. I went to the exact same place Jill did.
Same place Dr. Phil went to.
Dr. Dre visited there on weekends. He gave a couple lectures. Great place.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper was superintendent, I hear.
Dr. Thunder too, Walmart guy went there.
Yeah, Justin,
Dr.
and you
Thunder
wonder
was
why
a cheap
YouTube hates you.
Dr. Thunder's a cheap replacement for Dr. Pepper.
It's a fucking mystery. It's a fucking mystery.
So, all right, real quick before we get too much deeper into this, we do have
Dr. Seuss is also a doctor.
We have Joe Biden. I'm sure his time is short with us.
What's that supposed to mean?
On the planet as well, sure.
No, we don't want President Kamala. Jesus.
Anyway, Mr. Biden, I know you came on here and things got a little wonky. Is there anything you want to say to the American people while we have you on the show here?
Unfortunately, there is. I came on. What? Yeah. Anyway, look.
Wake up, Joe.
There's some rumors swirling around about old Joe and my dealings with some people, maybe not from America. And look, if you've never been in business, I mean, there's never in the history of the U.S. presidency been someone with as much business experience as Joe Biden. Never been a businessman that's run for president, ever, let alone one, most popular in history. Never mind that. Look, you guys don't understand business. Sometimes transactions have to take place, right? And those transactions have transgressions. And those transgressions have transitive property. And when those transitive properties take transmissions out of automobiles, like you can't drive them, all right? Like they're not going to go anywhere. Like they can't move. And if they can't move, you're going to be running around with your feet out the floor like Fred Flintstone. And the last thing you want to have happen is to be back in the Stone Age driving your car like Fred Flintstone. So look, you just need to look past any shady dealings, any under-the-table deals, any forgivable debt loans with any foreign countries. It's what's in the interest of the people. Because when we're talking about we the people, we're not talking about you, we're talking about us, the government. So just trust us. We know what we're doing.
Fuck you, Joe. Oh my God.
Beautiful speech there, Mr. Biden. We appreciate you.
That's why I'm going to retake my presidency this November in a landslide, running unopposed. It's be amazing. Look at my turkey.
Yes. Folks, the current occupant of Pennsylvania Avenue, everyone.
Thank you,
Joseph R. Biden.
Thank you, Mr. President. Look forward.
No, Joe. No.
Yeah. There's children. Oh wait, no. There's
no, chicken. What have you done?
No children. There's no children.
No. And goodbye, Joe. Goodbye. Oh God. Well, Ty, you always come at the best times.
Yeah, clearly. And always not intoxicated enough, clearly.
Never. There's really when it's time for the Dog and Chicken Show, it's time to let loose a little bit and have some fun.
A lot of it.
But yeah, so Ty, we will be doing a live election night coverage, and we'd hope to have you there. Exactly. I get the election night; everyone's going to be a little bit busy. We all got, it's like a political nerds version of like it's rave night or something. Like, oh God, which after party am I going to? Tony,
you fucking missed Joe Biden again, man.
It's like He-Man and Adam. You always just miss him by that fucking much, man. Jesus. Clark Kent and Superman. Some shit over here. But yeah, so we will see what now, Tony.
Funny.
What's your thoughts?
I was trying to fix that before you said anything, Tiberius, you fuck.
Well, wait. You mean there's some collusion here, Tony?
I mean,
wait, did Joe Biden wander into your house and pee in your corner?
Isn't that how Democrats operate, by the way? Collusion, back of the Heinz dealings, that kind of deal?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, more or less. I mean, but so Tony, you missed it. I'm predicting red wave here, where the Republicans take the House, they take the Senate, they have at least one pickup of the governor's mansion, and that's my metric from now on. For you can't call it a wave election unless you hit at least those three metrics. Because remember, in 2018, the Democrats called it a red wave, but the Republicans expanded their majorities in the Senate to like 56 senators. It's like maybe calm that a little bit.
Just spoil it. Tuberculosis.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
Tuberculosis D. Wow. That's wow. Tell us how you really feel.
Good night, Project. Thanks for tuning in, bud. We'll see you next
God
week.
bless, and thanks for coming in on the Rumble chat there too. But Tiberius Dick. That's your Tiberius Dick. I like that.
I think it's going to be
Real quick,
That's how Tiberius hits on chicks. Hey, ladies, how would
Phil
you like
has a
some
drink.
Tiberius?
I believe Phil has a drink. I know Tony has a drink, and I know I have a drink.
Oh
From
my!
who? From who?
I'll scroll up. I got mine from Lynn.
Okay, so Lynn. Okay, who's giving me one?
Hold on, I'm looking.
All right,
I
while
think
you're
they just
finding
all
that,
gave him to Tony. I think you're lying.
No, I don't think it's going to be this tsunami of red. It's going to be a majority.
Trey said Biden gin shot, so we all know what that means.
So generally, at least when there's a wave, you're at least assuming there's going to be like 50 or plus 50 in the House. I don't see that happening. I do see them picking up a good 15 seats, but that's probably about it when it comes down to it. And then there's a couple of Senate races that are really key here, but the House is, I mean, we've got redistricting, and so there's a level where people are trying to get used to the new districts, but the country's just not that swing anymore. It's either you live in the city. I'm serious. You either live in the city and you vote Democrat, you live in the country, you vote Republican, or you live in the suburbs.
That's not wrong.
And then that's the place where the swing district is. Problem is, you take all of the country together, that's like 30 swing districts, maybe 40 tops. So we're locked in.
So you're assuming that the Republicans, like, because basically it's a fait accompli if the Republicans basically take every race without any swing district, they're still going to take the House. And you're predicting they're not going to take a single House swing, because I'm predicting anywhere from 30 to 40. Yeah, I think the Republicans are going to hold the House by about 30 to 40 seats.
Oh, it's not going to be that big. They're going to pick up about 15 to 20. They're going to be somewhere around that 230 range. Excuse me. Yeah. They'll be somewhere between that 225, 230 range is where I'm expecting.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well, we shall see. I mean, I've been so right on with my predictions thus far this year, from calling the recession.
Your luck's going to run
out. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, what's going to happen is in the third quarter, there might be some slightly positive numbers. Then in the fourth quarter of the year, negative again. And then first quarter next year, negative again. So Biden will have led us into 2 recessions within 5 quarters. Oh, what a glorious fucking time that is. But if these quarter numbers don't go positive, there is a chance that Biden actually presides over a fucking depression. Okay, so that's a very real thing.
That's not a chance. I think that's more of an inevitability, but
yes.
I would be shocked if it gets depression. You're talking about 8 quarters, 2 full years of negative economic growth, and while we've got a lot of problems here in the country,
well, we're just going to change the definition of what that means. Okay,
this quarter so far, this quarter should be positive, or quarter 3.
Phil,
it's going to be pretty flat, is what I'm guessing.
Out of the Senate and the House right now, which
they're actually
more
going
likely
right now
to go red?
The House is a fait accompli. It's almost
red.
preordained.
Okay, I'm going to predict that the Senate goes red and the House stays blue.
Literally. Okay, all right.
All right, Tony needs another shot, apparently.
Honestly, if I could have my pick, I would want the Senate, just so you can block Biden from fucking up the Supreme Court anymore. So that is my
right, Tony's
and unfortunately, I mean, if we do take the Senate back, you're gonna have Mitch McConnell saying, "Well, no, we cannot nominate a Supreme Court justice a mere 2 years before a presidential election. I mean, come on now, we gotta just let the American people decide on that one." So that you could actually see that, and Republicans would not in any way punish their politicians for doing it. So
okay, let's move on to an actual story. Since we didn't talk about the last one at all, I'm just going to move on to the next one, because
I'm here to fuck up your plans, chicken.
I blame Phil mostly for that, not you necessarily.
All right, fair enough.
Just don't worry, I'll take all the blame. It's all right.
All right, Biden administration funding drag performances in Ecuador on U.S. taxpayers' dime. Is grooming perhaps going global on the U.S. taxpayers' dime? At least one expenditure at the U.S. State Department under President Biden and the Democrats plans to spend about $20,000 to fund, among other things, drag shows as part of a diversity inclusion initiative. They forgot they didn't do the whole die. They should have. the recipient of the grant is an Ecuador-based nonprofit organization called the Centro Ecuatoriano Norte. Oh Jesus, I'm not doing
What
that.
in the fuck?
Hang on. Scroll back up. Centrino Equatorio Norteamericano.
Okay.
So,
He's got it.
Well, anyway, so now, okay, I know how these things usually go. Be realistic here. We give a country a bunch of fucking money for diversity, inclusion, equity shit, and then this stuff just happens to fucking like fly in there. But if you would have fucking like, I said this earlier today in our private chat, I was like, fucking, 3 years ago, me and Tony being the normies that we were in that time, we're like, man, this inclusion shit isn't gonna fucking blow up. Like, it's well meant and it's not gonna do anything stupid. It's not like they're gonna have, drag queens dancing in front of my 4-year-old.
Yeah,
Fuck.
then that happened.
boy, ain't
Hard.
that slope awful slippery, folks.
And then people wonder why I'm telling them that the left is at its end.
Because
They'll go off the fucking cliff. That's the problem, though. There is no end. They'll go off
No,
the cliff.
they
They'll
are-
find the bottom, and they'll keep fucking driving with 2 broken
Look
legs.
at this racist guy with his cha-chas.
They hit rock bottom, and then they fell to the flow, and then
What
they
is this?
What in God's creation? Well, this is our final live stream on YouTube, Chicken. You are correct. This is like what in God's creation is
Hey,
this?
who is she? Anyway.
All right,
Yeah.
before
Wait,
you
what?
get too sidetracked.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the story there.
Cheers.
Oh God, he had another one. Jesus.
Yep.
Tony's gonna be feeling pretty fucking good by the time post show
Yeah, I'm
hits.
so glad I got to work tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Slope was caked with KY. Yes.
That is slippery.
As
Chip
it
jab.
should be.
Chip.
Chip jab.
So, I remember when Saturday Night Live had a sketch right after the 2016 election, and it was, so there's a new dating app that can let you pick one of 72 different genders, or as we also like to call it, the reason Trump won the election. And so, stuff like this, it's like, I remember Connor was talking about the joke they have in Russia about Globo Homo, and how it's trying to spread across all the world, and it's like, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw this story was like, so this is a thing now globally. Now, could you imagine earmarking even any money for for it to go to this? Of all the things, who the fuck earmarked this is what I want to know.
Trey, you fucking asshole. Drag queens dancing in front of my 4 years. The new let's get back to racism.
Yeah.
Cheers to you, sir. Cheers
Very
to
well
you.
done. Trey's only got 8.5 minutes to get that second hour shot or drink.
I thought Trey did. That was the drink that you had to take just a minute ago when you were Joe. He said, drink Joe Biden.
Oh, well then, never mind. I'll mark him down.
Trey's good.
Chicken still has a second hour.
Oh shit, I do. I got 7 minutes left. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, good God. So, Ty, do you have any alcohol with you?
No, I don't. But
Damn it. Okay.
I do have some cannabis off in the corner. Why? Did you guys get a sub?
Well, no, it's just our subscribers. They can choose who has to take a shot every hour. And so I was thinking, well, gosh,
They've been nice
might,
to you so far.
We might need to crowdsource Tiberius a bottle of Hawkeye G.
Oh God, no! I wouldn't wish that upon anybody but Phil.
Just for that, Phil.
Thank you, buddy.
Just for that, Phil. Take a shot.
God damn
Ah!
it! All right.
Son of a bitch.
I am a rotten bastard.
I'm
to me,
feeling the love in here lately. Feeling the love.
we love to hate each other, Ty. It's how this.
I know.
It's how the show.
It's
how the
how
show
real
works.
men are.
It's a
that
beautiful
just-
bromance.
We
Yes.
constantly bully the fuck out of each other.
were probably siblings.
So anyway,
Jesus.
in the name of diversity and inclusion, we're paying
To diversity and inclusion.
to diversity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. While we're on this, I'll take my $50 billion for Ukraine, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit. Now, I kind of brought it up earlier today too. I was like, well, how many drag queens do you think there are in Ecuador? Like, I can't imagine.
Probably more than you think.
Well, probably not nearly as much as
they're
we.
just not looking for participation trophies.
Yeah. But as soon as the U.S. government's like, we're gonna pay $20,000 to whatever the fuck this is, they're like, oh, fuck, I'll put on a dress and some makeup. Let's go, bitch. Like, hell yeah. Like, they're fucking down.
I clean up nice.
I got no shame. I'll shave my legs. Fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah,
I was about to say, it's like there might be more to think. Like, wasn't Herbert Hoover one of the people who became a president? They were head of like the FBI or CIA.
Yeah,
they were always like they were always dressed in like chicks' clothes whenever they were going undercover. It's like you don't. It's kind of like that guy from Wild Wild West movie. You didn't need to go this over the top for this.
Yeah, Trey's right. $20 is $20.
$20 is $20. So, but yeah, this is one of those like I keep in mind, folks. If you pay for it, it will come. If you leave money on the table for something to happen, it will come. Like there's just
you're
no
getting over the skirt action for $10.
Yeah, Justin, $10. You're only getting top or bottom. You ain't getting both.
You get top of the clothes. That's it.
I heard Brazil. So Ty, what's your thoughts on that? Have you heard there's a lot of drag queens in Brazil? What's it like?
What's your expertise?
I am a
You're the geopolitical expert here. You should know these things.
Yeah, I'm a geopolitical expert. I study in like climate and topography. I do not have a degree in gender studies. Surprisingly,
gender studies.
Yeah.
So this is like that NPR sketch where they like ask somebody that like something that's clearly not their field. It's like they had Bill Clinton on and they asked him one time about like plant botany.
Yeah,
and it was like, God damn, what?
That's
and it was like he had to answer the questions.
Yeah, he's like, dude, he's like, guys, I'm a Rhodes Scholar. Don't get me wrong, but like, this is not my forte.
Yeah,
yeah, we know that.
Amazing.
I'm starting to really miss the '90s.
Oh, I've never stopped missing the '90s. Never stopped missing the '90s.
Yeah,
'99, greatest year in music. It was tremendous.
Jesus. Kid rocking up and down your block, like, oh my god, like,
I mean,
like if you were gonna make like a movie about that year, you would have to, in order to date it, you just have to have come my lady, come my lady, she's my butterfly, sugar.
That wasn't '99. That was like oh.
That was '99, 2000. Fuck you.
No, that was.
Ty's like, I'm looking it up now.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up.
Hold on. I'm getting a message. Night to C2.
Shit.
That was Butterfly by Crazy Town.
No, I'm sorry. I was doing a chess move. Sorry.
Dear God, that did come out in '99. It had to be the tail end of it.
Fucking told ya.
Nice.
It had to be the tail end of '99.
Like I'm sorry. That was one of the fucking anthems that rang through '99.
Biggest fans.
No.
Like, so.
No, that
fuck
could not
you,
have been
chicken.
middle 99.
God damn it.
There's no way.
No, like every chick that was gonna be in your car that wanted to ride around with you, they'd come, my baby, come, my baby, she's my butterfly.
Wait.
Topography is now a euphemism.
Hang on, no. Conflicting report. Wikipedia says October of 2000.
Ooh. All right, let me see what I can pull.
There you go. I was gonna say, there's no way that was '99. No way. This is saying October 24th, 2000.
Nope, Tony's going to fake news. Fake news.
There's nothing more trusted than Wikipedia, Phil.
I was about to say the most trusted name on the internet.
I've got an entire list of songs from 1990.
I go there and just change it to 1997 just to fuck with you.
I like how Trey turns words into euphemisms without us even recognizing it until post conversation. We're like, yeah.
Now this is funny. Scott Stapp of Creed was actually going to come to Lincoln, Nebraska, and he was going to do a night with Scott Stapp. And my plan was I was going to buy a ticket, and when between songs, I was going to heckle him like viciously until I got kicked out. Like, thank you, boo, fuck you, you fucking suck, get off the fucking stage. Boo! Like, until I just get kicked out.
Crazy Town had the balls to show up to Ozfest.
They probably got invited as a troll, and they were like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yes, we can trust the internet, Justin. That's like saying you can't make a cell call in the 80s when it was only the rich assholes that could actually do it. Yeah, true. Or if you had a bag phone.
Yeah, but those things you could bludgeon someone to death with. Those weren't
Which is how it
cell
should
phones like
still
we
be.
know them now.
Yeah, it should still be that way.
Yeah, if you can't murder somebody with your cellular device, really, why do you have one?
Yeah, it should be a weapon
On
of
that
war.
What's
All
up?
All right, last story of the night.
were saying-
we're
So
about
you
to
can
hit
then you're
2
calling an
hours.
airstrike on your own head with these things.
We're about to hit the 2-hour mark, folks. Get ready
Oh,
for
fuck.
your drinks and all of that. We'll get to our last story, wrap up the night, finish our drinks, and then move on over to the post show. But the last topic is the fucking doozy of the week.
Uh-oh.
I've been waiting to talk about this one for a couple days. I'm gonna have to share audio on this. Stacey Abrams.
No.
Yes,
Yep. Oh yes.
we're
Oh
doing this.
yes.
Here, let me share audio. That way we can play the clip of what she actually said. To be fair,
All right,
We're gonna-
this is where you start making me sound like a diehard Republican. Like,
that's
Welcome
what,
back, Ty. We left your room just the way you left it.
oh my god.
Okay, so Stacey Abrams suggests having an abortion as a solution to inflation, in quote,
Jesus.
economic realities of having a child. Abrams argued on MSNBC that abortion is an economic issue. All right, here's the clip.
Fuck you.
Good
away
Lord.
so often from the real issues that people care about. Abortion is an economic issue. It's been reduced to this idea of a culture war. But for women in Georgia, this is very much a question of whether they're going to end up in poverty in the next 5 years, because women who are forced to carry unwanted pregnancies end up in poverty within 5. They're 4 times more likely to be impoverished in 5 years. They're twice as likely to be on food stamps. This is an economic issue, and it's being reduced to this culture conversation. We know that for families that have faced the issue of inflation, they care about housing prices. They care about whether they can afford to go to a doctor. That's why I'm fighting for Medicaid expansion in Georgia, and why we're having conversations about a governor who makes his money in real estate and will not spend $400 million in eviction rental assistance to keep people in their homes. And so it's important that we reduce these conversations, not to these high-level professorial conversations, but to real impact on people's lives.
Let's not have conversations that have real intellectual conversations. Let's
No,
dumb
like,
it
I won't
down.
e-
Let's
I won't
dumb
even-
it down for the poor people.
No,
is
fuck that
basically what she
bullshit.
just said.
I won't even act like this is an intellectual conversation. It's not. How morally dog shit do you have to be to say, "Hey, I'm gonna let you kill your kids so you're not poor"?
Yeah, sorry.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's basically she's like, hey, you know, black people are 5 times more likely to suffer from high gas prices, so they should just abort their babies. That's what I heard.
Okay, I wouldn't have
Kinda
gone
craven.
that way, but I'll just put it this way. It's like they're literally just platforming the idea that it's like, hey, look, if I don't want to suffer the ramifications of having a child, then I don't have to. I'll just abort that. No, fuck that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an economic issue.
Yeah, it economically disadvantages me to have a child. Therefore, I can abort my children. Like, no, you may not.
Jesus Christ.
There we go. Yeah, like of all the reasons, like that's always one that just seems kind of craven to me. Like as much as I hate to say that, like,
I love when Democrats say this shit. I wish a Republican would go
no,
fucking full ham on this.
The end of that was the best, where she's like, we shouldn't have this philosophical discussion. What
Yes,
the fuck kind
yes,
of
we
discussion? Yeah, like
Yeah.
what kind of discussion do you want to have? Like
actually,
I'm gonna rake you over the coals.
Tony, remember when we were? Oh, good lord. Yeah. Trey Powell says, coming from the one person that there are Vegas odds of her not getting pregnant. Wow, waka waka.
And grow the
But no,
butt
Tony,
coming in
remember
hot
when-
as she lost weight?
I don't know. But Tony, remember when we were in Houston 2020 and we met up with those 2 couples? Really nice folks after the Royal Rumble show. They came to our room. We were all just talking a little bit. And we were all talking about, like, because we were 2 guys from Nebraska. They were from LA and, like, they were from San Fran and LA. They were our age, but they had no kids. And then they were like, well, you know, we got to wait till we can afford to have kids. I said, wait until you can afford afford to have kids,
Who
it's
the
just a great
fuck
way to
does
not
that?
have kids. You're
Yeah,
never going to be
never
able to
have
afford
kids.
them. That doesn't exist. Like you just take that shit one day at a time. So, and like,
I
yeah,
literally told my brother that, and he's about to spit out his third. So, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, wait until you can afford to have
You will
kids. It's just a
never
great way to
be
never
able
have kids.
afford
I
to
can't even
have
afford
children.
health insurance and like you know
Exactly.
just taking care of me and her, and I'm like, you know, I would love to have kids, but it's just like how like it's not even like kids are affordable, but there's a level where I'm like, can I afford to take care of my kids properly? That's actually the part where I am concerned because
Nope, no one can. Nope,
Okay,
don't worry
well,
about that, Ty. You're not the only one. Just run out there and do it.
I've been a shit dad for 13 years, and my kid turned out great.
Oh,
So,
okay, fair
like,
enough.
you'll be all right.
I'm just looking at like, man, if my kid actually like breaks a leg or whatever, like that kid's screwed. I'm like, sorry, can't take you to the hospital. You're fine.
Yeah,
that's the one thing.
Insurance is important.
If you can get your hands on a 3D printer, you'll be fine. You can 3D print a cast.
No, in all reality,
new
that's the worst thing. Even with insurance, like my kid had all kinds of problems, and we had insurance. I remember it like I was getting huge bonus checks at work, like $20,000-$30,000 bonus checks every year, all going to the hospital.
Jesus.
Every fucking penny to pay off doctor bills. I did that 3 years straight.
Oh yeah,
And that's with insurance. It's with
birth and a
insurance.
kid can be expensive.
No, that
but-
wasn't even birth. Like that was a whole nother
post.
story. I had to pay for that shit.
Let's see. Grow the Farm Up goes, it's less about money and more about not screwing up your kids up. Don't wait for the money. Kids really aren't that expensive. They require diapers and they're cheap shit Chinese formula and also they're cheap Chinese plastic toys. That's the other big one. So like just load the house up with Chinese bullshit. And then,
give them a stick and paint it colors. You'll be all right.
but yeah, so that was always my advice. Like, yeah, like guess what? I was 23 when my kid was born. I very much could not afford it at the time. So, T, you got 4 of the fucking things. I don't even know how you even
the
have
most
time.
affordable thing you can do is have multiple children.
I mean, tax time's okay, but everything.
Oh
else
yeah,
sucks.
sometimes it's okay.
God, the tax credit. Kids have free. Desperado Sensei, kids from 0 to 20. Well, you live in Japan, so you're a little different.
All that health care there.
I'm sure their hospitals are fine. God, that's what fine lead-based paints. Yes, here in America. It was $3,000 for birth, and the government gave us $4.2K. Well, son of a bitch.
That why Japan's broke?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's because they need to do more of that. Okay,
Yeah,
they need more of the. Japan needs more babies bad. Like,
they actually really do.
They just need
You son of a bitch.
Okay, Japan. This is just for fun. Japan is the oldest country in the world. What is the average age of the Japanese citizen? Anyone know?
72.
55.
Seriously, it's that old?
It's 55.
You know what the age?
Average.
Okay,
yeah, it's
this
old.
one's shocking. Do you know what the average age of the Japanese farmer is?
Oh God, probably
68 to 72.
I was gonna say that's why I went higher.
All their kids moved off to the city and they don't want to farm.
That's why I was
That's
thinking
fucking
70s.
scary. That's
Right.
scary.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I remember hearing that on NPR a couple years ago thinking, fuck, that's going to be the end of Japanese agriculture. No wonder like when Desperado Sensei was talking about like Miyagikyo and Nika Distillery, they import their grain from the United States and Russia and Brazil. They don't grow it locally.
All right.
Grow the farm up. Literally hire a nurse to come to your house for $800 or pay the hospital like $12,000. That's with insurance. If people stay in jobs they hate just for the benefits.
This is like my 4th shot tonight. 5th? 4th?
I'm like on 6 or 7. What the fuck?
I'm
Like,
on. I don't even want to tally this up.
I fucking hate this stuff so much.
Yep.
God damn it.
LTD. Drink it. You love it.
Like just the smell of it's like I can feel it like coming up in my throat right now. Ugh. All right. I'm gonna have to plug the nose on this one. Jesus Christ, this shit's bad.
Plug the nose.
Oh no. I'm gonna man up. Let's do this.
Oh, that looked painful, actually.
Oh God.
I don't
damn
even
it.
feel good about that one.
Where's my drink? Oh my god. Ugh.
Desperado says it's about subsidies drying up, so you couldn't farm without going and staying in debt, and so for everyone who had everything paid off could continue without issue. Third out. God damn it!
Oh damn!
That is like.
Yeah, I got to get in here on this.
No, I got to take a shot now. Curious, Ty. I mean, other than like Japan incentivizing people to fuck more, what do they really do about their demographic problem? I mean, like that.
It's too old.
Yeah,
It's
like.
too old. Give me a second here. Let me pull up a file and I can talk about this because there's certain countries that are way past the point where they can like what we would say like demographically regenerate. There's a few that still can in the developed world, and then there's a few that are going to have a serious conversation about like, all right, cool. Do they sacrifice their elders so that their children can have?
Yes, sacrifice them all.
Well, what? Okay,
Logan's
so what I'm
run, Jesus.
Well, here's the thing. The United States is actually one of those countries that's going to have a real big conversation on what to do with old people.
Ziggy.
The big thing here is that whether the millennials realize it or not, they're going to have to choose between empowering themselves and fucking over their parents or letting their parents retire with some kind of standard of living.
I was going to ask, like, how far do you think, Ty, America is from Japan's situation when it comes to the farming industry?
The farming industry is a little weird because it keeps depopulating. Yep. Overall, like, I mean, I'm that guy. I'm literally a son of farmers who didn't farm. Like, I don't love it. And it's a life. It's not a job. It is a lifestyle. And I don't love it enough to work 70 hours a week. Or actually, no, that's not even fair. I don't love it enough to work 90 to 100 hours a week because that's what I've done. And you know what? Driving the grain cart's really cool. And, you know, you got big ass toys and they're neat as hell. But if you don't love it, come week 2 or come the end of week 2 for me, it's just like, good God, can I get on Big Bucket and just talk to somebody about politics instead of fucking being in this goddamn combine? I'm serious.
Yeah.
That is me. Yeah. That is literally me. I get to the point where I'm like, I am tired of being in this fucking box, talking to myself and, you know, not having a connection to the wider world. And while I will piss off Phil when I say this, most of my fields have 4G now, unironically. I'm serious. Like, I can stream from about half of my fields. Is that
yeah, Phil can't do that shit.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
Phil doesn't get text messages for like a day and a half because he's got such bad reception.
Right. But the long and the short here is that there's a point where it's cool and it's fun and it goes for a couple of days, but it's just like I enjoy politics. I enjoy economics. I enjoy looking at the data. I enjoy that. And if I could do this where I put in my 40 and then fucking got out, that would be great. But I can't. No farmer needs that. No farmer wants that. When you go, you gotta go. And I get it, man. Like you got to pull the crop out before the snow, so you're done.
Yeah.
I'm just not that guy. I wish I was. I would have a whole life in front of me. I wouldn't have to worry about.
Plenty of people that want to be that guy. It comes down to personal preference. So,
yeah, there is. Like,
if you feel boxed in, you're boxed in, and that's not going to change. That's like you can get more used to it, but it's not going to feel better eventually.
Yeah, I just like. There's plenty of people who would love this job.
Trey,
by all,
I feel you, brother.
All by all means, go for it. I wish you the best, and if you make it work, that's great. I'm social. I am literally an extrovert, like a true extrovert. I like talking to people. I like being engaged, and there is something that just fires off in me when I'm just away from people for that fucking long, especially when the only people that you interact with is your family. Because you know what? I got good family. Don't get me wrong, but I haven't talked to my dad since June because the last time we had it out, it was not pretty.
Yeah, I believe it or not, Ty, I'm a pretty introverted type person. You wouldn't probably think that of me, but like outside of this show, like I don't.
You don't talk to anybody.
No, I don't.
Like Chicken looks forward to when me and Tony come up to see him, but that's about it. But no, I need to highlight what Grow the
People
Farm
knock
Up
on
said
my
here.
door and I don't answer.
He says, anybody that says they want to be the boss has never been the boss. You don't want to be the boss. You got to pay the cost to be the boss.
Yeah, there's times that being the boss is probably the worst possible position you can have.
I'm gonna okay, so I'm actually gonna be that guy. So are you ready for this one? I hate not being the boss. I cannot stand to listen to anybody else.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
that's
that.
I'm the same way.
no. What? Get the fuck out of here, Ty. The world does not make sense now.
Yeah.
What? Like no,
You're not
that
telling
makes
me what to
sense.
do.
I have a joke at work all the time because there's a thing with like supervisors at jobs like and nobody likes to be told what to do from somebody who has no authority over them, right? Like especially like when it's a lateral delegation thing. Fucking people hate that so much. Like one of your peers telling you how to do your job. My whole career has been built on that of one of my peers tried to tell me what to do and I said, fuck you, I'm going to get promoted so I can tell you what to do. That's literally all I've ever done is a big fuck you to my peers because I don't like to be told what to do.
Now, like Ty, I'll get into it off air sometime, but yes, I can certainly understand. Family farm drama can get fucking deep
nasty.
because
Oh,
it's
I bet.
like it's somebody that's supposed to be like your dad or your brother or something, and now like it's getting really fucking personal, and now you're mixing the personal and professional in a really fucking like a way where shit can go off. So okay, now it looks like Ty,
Yep.
you've got a chart here that you'd like
I
me
do.
to add.
If you wish, that's up to you.
Japan's populate.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was going to be the Tiberius D chart of why I'm fucking awesome and why you should subscribe to Tiberius D on YouTube.
Actually, unironically, this is kind of what that is.
No, yeah. You just changed
Nice.
the top banner.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Oh wow, that's not good economic wise. Like that's
yes.
Wow.
That's not good for nobody.
that's
No, it is not.
that's 20 years and it's over.
Oh yes, we're doing an after show.
Yep, there's
Yeah.
I'll pop the link up when we
I'm
sign off.
I'm going to give you guys a quick snap down on what I do. Because if you look at me and you're like, oh, Ty's just a dumb lib cuck, that's fine. But I'm going to give you a little bit.
I didn't pick that poorly of you.
I was about to say,
No. Well, I'm more talking to your audience.
I mean, Ty. I mean, that's just what Trey thinks of you. That's all. We love you, Trey.
All right. So, all right, here's the kicker. This is Japan, right? Forget the top number. That's not what's concerning here. This is an age demographic breakdown. Two things you need to know here. Average age of the average Japanese citizen is 55, right? And you got to look at this. Literally, the top third. I cannot talk today. Of this graph is post-retirement. Look how many people they have over the age of 65, right? That's 20 million people that are over the age of 65, right? They have a 1-to-1 ratio between people who are working and people who are paying the tax burden. Because remind you that you don't really start paying the tax burden until you're about 40 to 45. Because you can't save for that. That's not your capital gains and investments.
Pretty much all these younger people ain't gonna have anything when
There's
they
a
hit
big-
65.
There's a big question.
And they're
The
waiting
only-
till they have the money to have kids.
The only thing that is literally holding up the entire Japanese system is
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, remind you, Japan is not leftist, right?
No, they're not. They're very conservative.
In a lot of regards, yes, they've had a very strong conservative coalition that's been governing the country for
It's actually
the
insulting
better.
how conservative they are.
In some ways, now granted, there's some things I would never agree with, but the long and the short here, that whole group of people that are around the age of 45 to 50, that's the entirety of what is still holding the system up because they are exporting like crazy. A lot of people don't think about that, but they still do, right? They just don't export to us; they export to other people, particularly the Europeans and the rest of Asia. That will end within the next 15 years. All of those people will move into mass retirement. And so no matter which way you go, Japan has a ticking time bomb against it. And they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with people who on average live to 85.
Japanese need to start fucking.
It doesn't really matter, to be honest. But,
Like if they ever want to come back.
But, so that's Japan. There is no short-term or even mid-term recovery for this. You literally have to wait until either one or two things happen. Those people who are the youngest stabilize and they turn into a chimney and everyone else ahead of them dies. Or you have to make a conscious decision on if you're going to have a retirement system or if you're going to invest in your children, or I'll put it this way, your adults to have children, because there is not enough tax money in that whole system for both. Japan's going to have to make it.
That's a fucking decision. Do you take care of grandma or do you invest in the future next generations? Because unfortunately, you have an instance where the older generation might literally eat the next generation with the tax money and all the resources that they're going to consume. And so this is, goddamn, this is a really fascinating question, because I actually posed this. This is a kind of a thought experiment I had with my daughter one time when we were talking about like cultures. Can you still call this place still this? If, like, say, let's take Mexico and Japan, and you just take the populations of them and just start swapping them until eventually every single Japanese person lives in Mexico and every single Mexican person lives in Japan. Is it still Japan and is it still Mexico?
No.
And at what point does that happen? Like,
It's
there is a
Mexico.
critical mass. And so that was an interest. Like, it was a question we had. And so Japan's always been very resistant to the idea of immigration. And so they're going to have a very real problem. They're going to have to, like, Germany just said, fuck it. We don't care. We'll bring in your tired and hungry masses. We don't care from what corner we'll take them.
I did not bring up Germany. Let me pull the data on that one. But I do want to move to the United States if you guys want to see it.
I don't know. I want to go to Japexico.
Fair enough.
Yeah. How does this compare? Jesus.
That's the United States.
We get our fucking done round here, folks.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is good, proper fucking. No condoms, no
we're
protection.
on the rebound. We're on the rebound too. It looks like last 0 to 4 is coming back.
We get our fucking in. We pad those stats and then we die off.
All right, so 3 critical pieces of information here.
And men fucking rocking the last fucking 3 decades.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Kill 'em.
I didn't even get to talk about that. Every society that is successful has 106 men to 100 women. And you can tell by the sex imbalance outside of female baby
toxic masculinity, baby. Let's do it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually funny, but men have a naturally higher mortality because we're really good at killing ourselves.
Yeah.
And the long and the short. Yeah, the long and the short is hold my beer is real. But the other side of that is you can tell how usually successful a society is based on the number of men that are born versus women, because the benchmark's 100, right? Usually you'll have 100 women and you'll have 106 dudes. If you ever see a society that has less dudes being born into it than women, that is a tantamount sign that society is falling apart. And it's because women, whenever they are pregnant, if they have a certain chemical composition because they are, not getting the proper nutrition, if it is a male, it is far more likely to self-abort. And that is not a bullshit statement. There is actual medical evidence for that. It's not one of those like, oh, well, a woman can just terminate her own pregnancy. It's not a conscious decision. It is literally, if a woman is having issues eating properly, the male...
So you're saying male babies are even suicidal in the womb?
If you want to put it that way, I guess. But anyway,
well, no, like I understand exactly what he's saying. Like, no. Like, just think back to the first Jurassic Park, where they say that all embryos are inherently female, and then they need certain hormones at the right time to become male, and they just deny them that. Well, if you don't have the right nutritions at that time, then it's going to get that shit all fucked up. And unfortunately, nature is very cold about when they decide to make. When a woman is not going to bring a pregnancy to term, they will, like, nature is much colder than any doctor could ever hope to be. And when they know, it's very rare that any of those kinds of pregnancies make it to term.
The farm guy that just popped up on chat, by the way, I totally get
my brother.
Oh, fair enough. By the way, I've literally done it. I have streamed from my tractor. It's just one of those deals where, like, you still got to watch what you're doing. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. but there's just only certain jobs that I would trust doing that.
Me too, Yank. Me too.
Yeah. But yeah, the United States, we're pretty good. Here's the data points you want. Number one, the boomers are dying quicker than what we thought they would. The average mortality in the country is actually going down.
That boomer doomer virus.
A little bit, yeah. COVID's been the boomer remover to some degree. Second thing, also, they're all fat.
Yeah.
Not.
I live in Nebraska. I can't say what do you like. And I've been driving a semi for the last month, and I've been getting fuel at truck stops. I can't be like, "What are you talking about? People are real skinny here in the middle."
I'm gonna have to make a more for Tiberius now, like because that right there was the perfect time to hit the.
They're also fat. Yes, they are.
They're also fat.
Yeah,
obesity
totally
super issue. Not gonna lie. Number two is that the average replacement rate for the United States is somewhere around like 1.8, 1.9. We're seeing a little bit of weird numbers. We're not sure if that's COVID. We're not sure if it's economics, but we're just under replacement. And immigration overall is kicking ass in that department. We literally had, if you guys want to bring Nate back on, 2.2 million people hit the border this year, and over 1 million of them got through and are, part of the system. And even if they were to be all expelled at some point, it's still going to be till 2035 before their cases are heard out. So they're here for a while, right?
Yeah.
So long and the short here is that literally the highest replacement rate or the reproductive rate of the developed world, on top of immigration, we have the healthiest demography in the world right now. Because we have we do. Unironically, yes. Average age
Like, I'm sorry, he makes a point there. Poverty is associated with obesity in this country. Yeah. That is a fucking achievement that has never been found in human history.
No shit. That ain't no shit.
Average age of the American citizen is 39.8. We are young.
Yeah, as soon as you could start buying Mountain Dew and Doritos with Wick, it was all downhill from there.
Jesus Christ, yes.
I'm not fucking wrong. I'm sorry. They're not buying like hamburger meat and fucking deli meat and Wonder Bread. No, it's fucking goddamn Mountain Dew and Doritos. It is.
Okay.
I worked at a grocery store for a long time.
One final point here, and this is very political, and I'm just going to throw it out there. Your audience can make it what you all want. The boomers are only now going into full retirement. Okay, that big swipe there, they're all moving into retirement. This is their last years. Some of them are doing delayed because they can't afford it or they have their stock portfolio go to shit, but they'll all be retired in the next 5 years. That is going to be a huge tax bill on the American people, and the majority of people that are in the tax-paying age is Gen X, and that's that big dip. We are going to see our taxes go up. We are going to see our government spending go up just to pay for Social Security.
Wait, it's going to go up more?
Yes.
Get out of here.
More than it was already going to go up?
Yes.
Taxes going up? That's fucking... Yeah. I've never heard of that before.
So this is the reality that is going to be very political, and it's going to be the screaming point of the 2028 election and the 2032 election. Do we tax the shit out of millennials and Gen X to pay for the boomers' retirement, or do we let them kind of, rework our system in whatever way that we do? Because if things go the way that they will go, just innately, you're looking at a tax increase of a good 5% to pay off any of this shit. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure part of this will be the debt load. That's a whole other conversation. But if it's even remotely as bad as what it's probably going to be, is that the whole conversation about I am too poor to have kids is going to get very real.
Unfortunately, that's already been decided. Like Steve's going, rework this. Now let me ask you, Steve, Ty, honest question here. Who votes more?
Old people.
Yeah. So they are going to get accommodated until their last fucking breath. Okay, so
even after
that, politicians don't give a shit about society more than 5 minutes in front of their face. If they can win the next election, trust me, folks like Kamala Harris, they would burn the entire fucking world down if only she could be named Queen of the fucking Ash. Okay, so that's very fucking real. These politicians don't give a fuck if they destroy our entire society just so long as they get to be the fucking king or queen of it.
Okay, just for anyone who's in there, I'm currently working on a presentation regarding money and money creation, and you can check that out probably tomorrow. But anyway, the long and the short here is that that's going to be a serious concern.
Exactly.
I do want to make that very, very real.
Save us,
Jesus,
Biden.
save us,
Yuck.
Biden.
God damn it!
Wow.
Yucky.
Don't
True.
worry, Biden will have all
That-
state
that-
voters.
That
voting.
completely screwed me. The thing
The
that I wanted
steward of the Oval Office.
the thing that I wanted to say to Phil, what is the breakaway age when a person actually starts voting in the average political environment?
Gosh, I would want to say when you hit about 40, that's when most people do.
About
Like, if
35,
you're
40.
not politically engaged at that point, you're probably not
You're
gonna.
not going
Ding.
to be.
Ding. And here's the problem. Almost every forecast that I've seen is that the economy is probably going to take a shit, whether it's the end of this year or within the rest of the decade, is that the millennials are too poor to keep spending money in the way that they have been. And they're not getting pay raises with the rate of inflation. If that continues, we're going to see a big downslide. And you're going to have the millennials who are about my age over the next 5 years entering that age zone to where they will be more politically engaged and more active. What happens then? Because the millennials will outvote the boomers. Will the millennials say, fuck dad, I'm going to put that money in my kids or not? And that's going to be a real conversation.
Everyone's
And
going
then
to
we
vote their
turn
own
into
self-interests.
Natty daddy.
Well, no, like that's just the way it is. Everyone's going to vote their own self-interests or what
Right.
they believe their own self-interests to be. And so it's I've often said, like I said this like 10 years ago, that
Phil,
our
not
real problem.
progressives aren't going to vote their self-interest. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
good Lord
Yeah,
Almighty
doesn't do
God.
that.
Well, I mean, unironically, they won't, but they'll think that they are. Like that's the funniest thing. But like, I remember about 10 years ago, I was saying our real culture war in this country is going to end up being generational, because you've got the boomers that got to ride the biggest housing boom, like decades long housing boom. And the joke is like young people is just like, how the fuck are we supposed to afford a house? You've got people like, my house is worth $12 million. And in 1979, I paid 11 raspberries for it. And then us millennials are like, I have 14 roommates. What the fuck? Like, yeah. So like, yeah, we've got that's the big divide. There's the urban rural, but then there's also the millennial Gen X or boomer. Like that's the big two divides in our country.
It's huge, and it's going to get worse because let's just be honest here. The millennials are working into their, metaphorically, their political prime at the same time that the boomers are dying. I've said this, and I'm putting it out here again, or not only because it's my show, but also on your show. This decade will see the biggest political overhaul this country has had since probably the Civil War.
Nazis.
No.
Kinda.
No.
I understand what he's saying. Like, there's a chance that the Republicans pick up Hispanic voters in a very big way.
And it's the populist movement. Like this is a natural cycle in political realms. Like the populist movement's going to continue to be a big thing for the next probably 8 years.
Figuratively, it is, and it should be, and that's the millennial conversation I had. And remind you, we're not talking about the people who are the big supporters of like trans movements and whatnot. That's the Zoomers behind us,
right?
These are the people who are just like, you know what? I have been working for 15 years, and I keep working for less. Like my story of, hey, when I first started working, I could afford a Subway sandwich when I first started working, but now I can't. Like that is unironically.
Whoa, Subway Rockefeller? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, oh, you want extra cheese on it, Mr. Buffett? What the fuck?
So
like,
it used to be $5 footlongs, but you can't even get a 6-inch under $12 now.
Yeah.
Here's the problem also. Like again, this is almost a generational piece of what you're talking about, because like if you're talking to somebody who's in the corporate world, they see the exact opposite, to where you start seeing the bottom levels of the company start getting the pay raises because the company's got to invest there first and slowly work their way up. So the ones that have been there for 30 years, 20 years,
They're fucked.
they don't see that fucking raise until it's too fucking late.
Yeah.
But then you get the opposite of those that aren't in that corporate realm that just can't find a good fucking paying job to start out with unless you want to jump into that corporate bullshit.
Oh, I have so much to say about this. Not my next presentation, but the one after that's going to be talking about like politics of yesterday versus the politics of tomorrow. And it's going to be almost completely on its head. The anti-business party is going to be the Republicans. I'm already going to say it now. It's going to be the Republicans.
No, I see it shifting that way right now. Yeah.
And they're going to be like, look, we don't like your corporate bullshit. You completely destroyed the balance of power between the worker and the business. We supported you. We voted for you. You fucking lied to us. And we are going to gut you like a goddamn fish until there is nothing left. When it is over, and I expect this, by 2028, we're going to find out that the Republicans are the majority ruling party. They are going to have more voters than the Democrats consistently. Is that when it comes down to it, the Republicans are going to be like, look, we don't have a problem with business. We have a problem with the fact that we can't pay our fucking bills. And they will completely rebuild the system from the ground up in the same way that FDR did back in the 30s.
You have a lot of faith in Republicans. I don't have
Well,
that.
it's going to help.
Okay.
Whoa, chicken. The Republican Party, if nothing, has been infinitely adaptable over our history of American politics.
Adaptable
We
by
were the
giving-
party of Lincoln, motherfucker.
No, you're
okay?
the party of giving shit away for nothing.
Like
No,
what?
Currently, they're the
Look.
party of being able to reproduce. So that's going to go in their favor big time.
I talked about this on the last time I was here. The biggest issue that I have with the Republican Party going forward is that it's going to have more voters. It's going to have more zeal. It's brain drained, and they're going to have to fix that. But the only people that are going to be opposing them is the Democrats, which cannot survive in their current environment because you have a coalition that ranges from big business to like neo-libs who are just
Exactly, Trey.
I want to just kind of do my own thing, and progressives that want to tax
the
big
Warhawks.
business into oblivion. Yeah, well, the Warhawks are still in both parties, but I don't know where they're going.
The one bipartisanship here in America.
Well, yeah, unironically, the defense industry is tied into both parties, and if anything, the Democrats have actually taken up on that more. Now, will they jump ship totally in the same way that business has largely started doing? I can't answer that. Like defense voters are literally the ultimate centrist voters because they can't be conservative and they can't be liberal, they can't be authoritarian and they can't be libertarian because they have to have a little bit of both. They want a volunteer system that says, hey, look, I need you to volunteer for this. I need you to participate. They need the tax system to run that system, but they also are like, hey, look, we like our toys. We like having the best shit in the world. And that also means spending the money, but also letting the free market develop all the cool fucking shit.
Final boss of planet Earth.
Yeah.
This is the United States military.
With that, folks, let's wrap this up. Tiberius, where can folks find you and look forward to your upcoming presentations, all that good stuff?
Okay, so I have three major things that I do. First and foremost is YouTube. You can find the vast majority of the stuff that I do on there. I have live streams that I put up on there, which are also on Twitch, but you can see everything that I largely stream on the YouTube, and you can find all my produced content. There's a number of things that I think you absolutely want to check out. I've done the thing about demography, whether it's the American demography or the worldwide demography. It's all one presentation. It's called Demography, the End of Normal. And you definitely want to check that one out because it tells you how everything we've been used to for the last 70 years is about to get turned on its head demographically. Got a few other ones out there. Phil loves the green energy one. Loves to watch that one. Keeps going over that one. I've got a one on money that should be coming out anytime now. I'm literally working on it on the editor as we're speaking. So that'll be out soon. The next one's going to be trade. And then after that, we're going to do the 6-party system versus the 7th and talk about where I think the two parties are going and where I know they can't go. So yeah, the other thing is TikTok. I just kind of do like a 3-minute blurb almost every day or every other day just to kind of be like, hey, go check this out. Good traction, good, amount of eyeballs over there. It's really easy to do. But yeah, that's all the places that you can find me. And then if you really like what I do, There are plenty of links down below where you can check out like my Patreon and all the other things that you can do to support me. So I just got to shill because paying my bills is a pain in the ass right now. So I'm sure it is for all of you.
Fantastic. Thanks. Appreciate it. And thanks to those that are on Rumble. We have 4 watching over on Rumble right now live. Not a lot of stuff going on in the chat, but hopefully that'll change in the future.
Oh,
hey,
good Lord.
Oh, Joe Biden joined us to wrap up the show. I guess, Mr. Biden, what would you like to say to the people as we wrap up the show tonight?
Look, I just wanted to say I'm glad you guys had me on for your swan song on YouTube. Live
Joey
streaming
Sticky
this
Fingers.
amazing show. This has been such a great ride. It's just a shame that the horrible folks at YouTube are such sticks in the mud that they can't see classic and fucking timeless, honest to God content when they have it right here in front of them. It's a shame that you keep scaring people off to find other platforms. Gosh, wouldn't it be nice if everybody could just be honest about their opinion and talk about things openly, freely? Gosh, wouldn't that be great? Well, join us on Rumble, and we thank y'all for watching us on Rumble tonight.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Joe.
Damn right you do.
Do we?
Yeah.
Look, again,
Depression Joe. Recession Joe.
Landslide in November. I'm going to retain the presidency in a landslide victory this November.
Folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for 160, folks. A new beginning for me, a new beginning for you, a new beginning for all of us. Join us on Rumble at Big Buckin' Empire. Of course, stay right here, Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube, and don't worry, we'll be back for live election night coverage, and as soon as we get out from under that fucking shadow ban, we will be doing something for you beautiful folks. But folks, right here on YouTube, be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, head on over to Rumble, Big Buckin', and also be sure to check us out on Facebook, Big Buckin' Empire, folks. I can't wait to find you back here, happy, healthy, much the wiser. There is the link to the post show, the exact StreamYard link, and just go to Linktree/Big Buckin', and you folks can find yourself at the post show. Just leave that up for the beautiful people, folks. But folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with power, the man that makes it the podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, and the lord of the Scottish Highlands himself, folks. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, KOE Nation on TikTok, KOE Nation on Twitch, folks, and I hope you give that a good subscribe. Send it to all friends, all sundry. Make sure you are a part of the KOE Nation. And also a special thanks to Tiberius D for gracing us with his presence tonight, folks. Be sure to check him out, Tiberius D, on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch, and patreon.com/Tiberius_D. Make yourself a small part of this story. Make yourself the fuel that makes this story continue. Ty, thank you for being here. Every last one of you, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. God bless. Chicken, Tony, take it away.
As always, folks, appreciate you, love you. Join us in the post show tonight. Look forward to the following weeks. Again, unfortunately, not going to be live streaming on YouTube, but you can still find us and plenty other platforms. Rumble, you can find us on the Facebook subscribers page, or also follow us on Locals. Look forward to seeing you next week for our Halloween special. It's going to be fun. Be good times. I'm getting festive already. Let's fucking do that. Let's
set my
go.
decoration game up next week.
Fuck yeah, step it up, bitch.
Take care,
Get some
guys.
fucking decorations. We'll see you, Ty.
Peace, Ty.
Tony,
Hope to
take
see you
it
at the
away,
show.
wrap us up, and I will get the outro ready to roll.
All right, folks, you see the link there at the bottom, Linktree/Big Buckin'. It'll tell you post show 18+, or just type in the URL right there at the bottom, StreamYard.com/ all those fucking letters and numbers. It's that simple. Again, folks, if you want to watch the live stream, you want to watch and stay connected with us in the comments and be a part of this great, wonderful, tremendous, best show on the internet, Facebook, Twitch, Rumble, and D Live. Not YouTube next week. You might catch some highlights. You might catch an upload. It's not going to be live on YouTube moving forward. So I do suggest Facebook and or Rumble, folks. Get on there. You're not going to want to drift away from us because we're not just two ships passing in the night. We are but soulmates. Don't leave us hanging.
I love that. Hey, and by the way, Susan, right here, bitch.
Fuck YouTube.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
Back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you. Raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard.